Hello, people. Hi everybody. Chief, Sarah, Debbie. Casey, what's up? Hey, who else do we got? Ella, what's up? What's up, Susan? Oh, that's cute. Oh, hold on, I gotta check my mic. Hold on a second. Hello. It always gets turned up. Why does it keep doing this? It never used to, and now it's doing it every freaking time. It's making me mad. I know you guys don't notice, but creators, it's just we always want to make sure everything is going good. Anyway, hi Albus Mom. Yay, from London, England. Lillian, ready to read some text messages. They're pretty interesting. I mean, I haven't really read them over. I kind of made sure everything was there, put them into Adobe and stuff, but I didn't read all through after I listened to them on the trial, and I kind of was missing a lot because I was screenshotting, but I did catch something when I was kind of skimming them today. So I'll wait till I get there, but it almost seems like not only did he go to her house, but she went to his house. I was only seeing it like the one way it looked like she went to his house. But then there was another time where it looks like he went to her house too or something. I don't know. I think it's more in depth than what everybody was thinking. I think they hooked up maybe a couple times, which doesn't really it looks bad for it looks bad for Brian because well, I'm actually I'm debating if I want to just read them straight through, then give you my thoughts, or kind of give them to you as I'm reading. I know some people like them one way and some people like them another way, and I don't know if I'm gonna have time to because sometimes I'll do a pre-record while I'll just read them, but I don't know if I'll have time to redo it. So I have to think how I want to do this here. Weed whacker. Anyway, hey Amber, these texts are wild. They are. Um, yeah, media's full. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Look at your hair. Are you bright too? I know I like it. I didn't mean to laugh. I love the bright colors. I love red hair. Anyway, okay. So let's do this. Amber Nola in the house. Laura. Sarah. DB Bentley. Hey, DB Bentley is in the house. I'm hot, guys. Buffy. Sorry, I'm just going through because I just want to. Because once I read, I won't be able to say hi to anybody. So I just want to make sure I say hi to everybody I can. Melissa, Debbie. I don't know why I'm singing. Wait, I just realized. Sometimes I actually forget, like I'm on a live. Probably because I'm just myself and I'm just like sitting there, like, oh my god, I'm just acting so stupid. But I mean, just being me, I guess. But I forget that anybody can see this. Anybody that wants. Okay. Hi Kyra. All right. Yeah. Cool, Tracy. All right. Let's start it up. Micah Francis. Oh, Micah, yeah. What's been going on with that? Has there been anything new with that case? That was pretty crazy. I don't know if they ever found out anything with that. I know there's a couple of channels that were still, like, really digging into it. Um, I don't know. I kinda just, like, was waiting to see if anything. Okay. They're investigating him, or are they investigating the case? Or just him because he was involved, JP, I mean, he was involved with all kinds of other stuff too, so wonder if is it just him or, like, the actual case? Wow. Um, okay, so let's start this. They raised his house? What do you mean raised his house? Oh, raided, I bet you that's a typo, raided probably, huh? Chief in the house? Anyway, hey, Trimbeth Autumn. Okay, let me share my screen, and I actually have a few videos in between, like, when if I need a little break from reading that I have, probably won't watch them all, but the ones that we don't watch, I can watch from our trial breaks. I got, like, 2, 4, 6, like, 8, and then I have those shorts that I never played last live, and then I have ones from, like, 2 weeks ago, but I don't know, by this time, they might be kinda old, but okay. Let me share my screen. Yeah, I know, it's crazy because it just makes my head hurt, because it's like I'm still I don't know. I don't know what to think. I mean, I don't it's just excuse me, there's still so many unanswered questions that it's just, ugh, it drives me nuts. Okay. I don't know, Lillian, I know. Listen, I was thinking about maybe covering the P. Diddy, but see if I do that, I might have to back off on this one. I don't know. I was thinking of maybe doing him. I don't know. And just, I mean, still watching Karen and then trying to see how that turns out or something, at least for my channel wise. I don't know what to do. I bet you a lot of people will be streaming his trial too. But that's his trial's easy because we know who the bad guys are and who the good guys are, I feel like. Like with this one, there's so many like yeah, I mean, I guess you have two different sides that think, but a lot of it's like there's a lot of like are like not everybody thinks the same on this. I think a lot of most people will think that P. Diddy is a freaking I mean, he's not a good guy and what he's done is not right. So I don't know. Um Well, no, there is, Sarah. There's a mystery of no, there's still a lot to learn with the P. Diddy case. I just mean to know like that he's the bad guy. Like, and most people know he is, and we know who is the person to blame. You know what I'm saying? No, there's a lot of mystery. All the people involved, like, no, I think that trial is gonna be super interesting, and I think we're gonna learn a lot of stuff. I would hope. I mean, I think there's gonna be some surprises on who else is involved and stuff, so no, I think there's still mystery. That's why I'm almost tempted to maybe switch it up and go live stream that because as much as I don't know, I'm thinking I don't know, and I'll still be watching Karen Reed, but I mean just to see if like 44 people to spend 8 hours a day. As much as I love hanging out with you guys, this is my job too. So it's like it's taking up a lot of time. It's not. I have to be smart. So I don't know. I mean, I might not even do as good any better with the P Diddy, but I might want to try because I mean I'm interested in that, and I feel like I would wanna watch both of them. So if I'm watching both of them, the Karen, maybe it's better to do, like, little videos like this on Karen, and I'll try if I'm gonna stream a trial, maybe it would better be to do his. I don't know, guys. I like trial and error. We'll see what happens. I still am into the Karen, don't get me wrong. I'm just talking about as far as live streaming the 8 hours trials every day. If it's smarter, maybe if I don't do that, and I don't know. I'll have to see, guys. I'll see. Yeah, Laura, I'm thinking that too. But I don't know, it's like I'm thinking, "Oh, there's gonna be just as many stream in that case too, though." But I could try. Could try. Anyway, alright, let's do this. Okay. So we're gonna start here. this right here because I just screenshot it from. I actually did it from Fox because court. When I remember when I was watching it, well, Court TV or Law and Crime had that huge like watermark on the bottom that you couldn't see the bottom of the text messages. So I found a person streaming that had no watermark. I think it was Fox, and I screenshot it from those. Okay. Either way, you guys, I'm not giving up on this Karen Reed case. I'm still going to watch it, and it's still definitely important, and I still am interested. It's just as far as doing the trial. Well, you guys seen, I've been hesitating even streaming it regardless because of, the time it takes and the turnout and stuff. But okay, so wait, Karen is yawning, but Brian is the same case currently before we finally see facts. I don't understand what you're saying, but Brian? You mean Brian Koberger? Oh, there isn't? Wait, are you serious? I know for the jury selection there isn't. You're saying there's not going to be any for the trial? That's stupid. Are you serious? I thought for sure that would be a huge trial. Like I thought that was for sure gonna be live streamed. Are you freaking serious? Well, then never mind. Regardless, I was talking what I was debating is I'm gonna still cover Karen. I was debating which one I should live stream the actual trial. But if P. Diddy, you can't even watch it, what? Oh, it's federal. You're right. Never mind then. I can't live stream it anyway. But I'll cover it, whatever. All right. Well, that answers that. That answers that one. I don't know why I was thinking it was. Huh. Okay, let's read these. Gosh, it's going to be my niece is over. Is that too loud? Is it going to be annoying? My mom is so loud. I swear. She's so loud. Oh, well. Hopefully it's all right. I think my mic does a pretty good job at not picking up stuff on live streams. Now on pre-records it does for some reason. So I always cut it out. But live streams, it's weird. It's like my breaths don't pick up as much. A lot of stuff first. I don't know why. The mic sounds a little bit different in live streams. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So remember, Brian's in blue, Karen's in gray, and that's where we'll go. Just remember that, right? Okay, so let me zoom in a little. That's a little bit too much. There's a lot of overlapping the way I screenshot them, but instead of cut them all up, I just kept it because I was like, I'm not going to spend like 3 hours trying to cut them all down, but it's fine. I'll just remember, you know what I'm saying? I'll remember what I read and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right, here we go. Ready? Is that big enough? You guys could read it good? Okay, so remember, he's the blue, she's the gray. And this is where it started off, like cut off, like right here. Okay. I thought you creeped John's phone. Haha. No way. I was the last person in Greater Canton who didn't have your number. I think even Carrie has it. He said, what? I just don't give my personal number out to anyone. How would Carrie have my number? You know what? I'm making this a little bit smaller. So, yeah, so I'm going to have to keep it. This is the biggest it's going to get, guys, because if not, it's going to cut off the bottom and the way it scrolls is going to be off. Okay. How would Carrie have my number? And she says, Melissa had it. I actually don't know if Carrie does. Just felt like everyone had it. Haha, I knew she did. Sorry you felt neglected. Haha. So no dice on the Smirnoff? I have not tried it. Saw it in the store the other day and I thought of you. I laughed out loud. Don't give Carrie my digits. Maybe I should do like a deeper voice for him so you guys can tell. Hold on. I'll say like, so it's like a difference. I'll just be like, I have not tried. I feel like I'll forget though, and then I'll get it all mixed up, but I'll try to just, hold on. I have not tried it. So I saw it in the store the other day and thought of you. I laughed out loud. Don't give Carrie my digits. Thought of me. Do you want me to like tell you when I'm switching back and forth? Or are you guys following it? You guys, how do you want me to do this? I just thought about that. Do you want me to say Karen says this, Brian says this, or you just want me to read it through real quick before I really start diving in? So there's a lot to read. What do you think? I think she was just jealous of Carrie because of John and Carrie's relationship. So I think it was just this jealousy she had of Carrie. Carrie probably isn't a bad person, and she probably didn't do anything like that would be like, oh, she's this horrible person. It was probably just the relationship she had with her boyfriend made her jealous. That's probably all it was. And I'm not blaming Karen for that. I'm just saying we're human, and I think that's probably the extent of it, why she doesn't like Carrie. Just a wild guess, but just read through, guys. Nobody answered, only one person answered. Just read through. Really? I thought Carrie was pretty on, like, at least she was on the stand. I mean, as far as like when they they asked her stuff. I mean, I don't know. I forget the first testimony, but I mean, she admitted everything on the stand. Besides the hit him thing, if you guys don't believe that she said, "Could I have hit him?" type thing. I know. Did she say? She said, "I hit him." Yeah, that's weird. I mean, they're all sticking to that one. Did you notice though, Buchanan even said, like, when he was saying, she said, "Did I hit him? Did I?" He even said, "Did I hit him at one?" Like he said, "I hit him. Did I hit him?" Like he said it one time as a question. Um, I don't know. I caught that. I was like, oh, he just said, "Did I hit him?" Okay. No, Laura, I'm trying to figure out, or not Laura, Angela. I'm just trying to, if you're talking about to me pulling to, I'm trying to wait for people to answer about if they want me to say Karen said, Brian said. That's why I'm just talking. I'm waiting to get the answers to that because I want to make sure before, once I start in, I'm not going to be able to see. So I want to make sure people could follow it. So I'm just trying to wait as people are answering. Um, but not many people are answering. Anybody? Can a couple more people answer? Do you want me to name who I'm reading or just read it straight through? The only thing, Laura, is I know some people don't look at the screen when I read. So that's why it's like, shoot, if they're just listening. Anybody? Cadence for his parts. Okay. I know. I'm trying to think. Okay. No, now people are saying names. No, I know. I only seen a couple people answer Sarah. I saw, I think, Laura. That's it. Now people are answering, so now good people. So before, I think two people said don't just read it through, but now I'm getting people to answer, and most people were saying yes, name the person. So no, I was looking. I know there's a couple people. I was saying I want more people. I need more feedback, not just two people. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Just pick one. Okay. I'm gonna name them, I think, or hold on. Maybe I could be like, but is this gonna be annoying if I read Brian's like do a deep voice? I can't do an accents, Kyra. I'll be like, I have not tried. I mean, I can't even do a deep voice. I have not tried. I have not tried. I can't do it. I have not tried. Saw it in the store the other day. I thought of you. I laughed out loud. Don't give Carrie my digits. Thought of like that? Is that enough? No, you're not invisible, Casey. I just want more people. I'm trying to get like a broad, I'm not trying to get like a bunch of answers. Okay. I have not tried it. Saw it in the store the other day and I thought of you. I laughed out loud. Don't give Carrie my digits. Thought of me and everyone's grandfather. I won't give your digits to anyone. You don't like Carrie? So now he's saying don't give Carrie. I have issues with her. Just don't want her having my jack. Saving you as Karen. Screwdriver or weed whacker. Need to think about it for a little. I prefer weed whacker. That's the thing about nicknames. We're tossing around the idea of a short vacay with the current show. Wanted to see if you were game. You don't have a say. Vacation where? I know they need to happen organically. I'm the queen of nicknames. Was just going to rent a beach house in Fort Lauderdale. Something quick and easy. I'm queen of vacays too. Always a good time. I'm going to Nashville next month, 19 to the 21st for a benefit. One of our guys got shot in the head. You guys should come. So you claim. So he's talking about the nicknames, I think, and the vacation. So he's like, so you claim. And then he sends Adam Fest live at Nashville, benefiting Adam Daniels, America's toughest feature. So yeah, that's where he's going, it looks like, right? Jesus, is he alive? Was he from Massachusetts? Yeah, he's alive, not from Massachusetts. We were thinking late March. I guess a guy in his group is friends with Old Dominion band. Kid Rock's supposed to be there too. I have a tough time with country. I was a Kid Rock fan back in the day. Can you guys tell the difference between my voices? Is it enough to tell a difference or no? I'm trying to read his slower and a little bit deeper, but I can't do it too much deeper because I don't know why. Anyway, I agree. Of course you were. From Brockton, LOL. That's how I got my street cred. Funny, I didn't know you had any, LOL. Carrie said you tag along. No one would say that about me. How would I know? We all frequent the same watering hole. I don't know Carrie well. She talks about herself a lot, but I guess so does everyone. I don't ask questions, just make observations. Asses and decide. Oh, assess. Sorry, assess, because he spelled it wrong. I think it's only one. Yeah, maybe he did spell it. Wait, I don't know, but assess and decide. I am quiet. That's a good policy. Can you read most people in a few minutes? Yep, for sure. You did. You go out with last night? I don't know what that's. You did. You go out. You go out with last night? Oh, who did? Sorry. Who did you go out with last night? Myself. I only had a drink and a half. Sadly, I know everyone in there at this point. Lame. Was it that bad? Because that's how much I go in there. What do you do for work? I've never had a problem going to a bar or restaurant solo. I go there a little. I'm a college professor. Solo is cool. I was an adjunct previously. Oh, really? Did you mention that? Anna Marie, Quincy College, and BHCC. I teach afternoons and work downtown during the day. What is BHCC? University of Southern Charlestown, aka Bunker Hill Community College. Oh, nice. Trust is life. Lines from Goodwill Hunting in classroom at the BHCC. Funny, a savant from Brockton. I'm not making fun of BHCC. My parents met at community college. Fall Rivierettes. You're very random. How so? You just are. I don't think so. What's random? Haha. I have no idea who this was last night. For a few minutes anyway. I mean, what's random about me? I think I'm pretty predictable. How so? You must go around beeping at a lot of weed whackers then. Nope, never. It was a one-time thing. Random sounds like I'm scattered and all over the place. I learned my lesson. You have your shit together? Question mark. That was mortifying. I am still really sorry. Not completely, but for the most part, yes. Sure you are. One thing I didn't think you were was sensitive. When was I sensitive? To the weed whacking incident? I just snap when I think guys are being creeps. Can't help it. I'm not a creep. And then he sends a picture of a weed whacker. uh, no, you're not a creep. Or is that her sending it? Who's that from? Him or her? I don't know. Is it from her? I think maybe. I don't know. Nope. You're kind of a loner, which I used to be. Not really. I have ton of buddies, but I only let a handful of friends in that I am tight with. So you think you got me figured out? Circle of trust. Yeah, I said loner, not loser. I assume you know a lot of people. You never really can figure anyone out completely. Your dad died when you were young? Question mark. He died in March 2020. I am so not a loser. You won't figure me out, LOL. No one is a loser. I just didn't mean loner to imply friendless. I'm sorry, that's recent. It wasn't COVID, was it? Cancer. I know you date girls who don't lock the house behind them, and you are private and observant. I'm sorry, what kind? Lung, brain, kidney, and pelvis. How do you know all these things? LOL. You're funny. Yikes. Wow, that's rough. Jesus, I'm sorry. We chat a lot at the hillside. Don't be sorry. Life is hard sometimes. I always figure it out. Who chats? Life is hard, but losing people is the hardest. So I'm sorry. We chat. That's all you got? We chat? Sure, you're from Brockton. Spit it out. You and I chatted about the girl who kept forgetting the door lock. Oh, she has been out of play for like 3 months now. Out of the rotation? Nah, just out of play. I'm a solo, no rotation. I'm not a hoe. Solo? Solo, like no rotation or women for that matter. Not locked down. Haha. Good for you. That's the best way to be. Yup, has its benefits for sure. Are you working? Remotely. Oh, tough life. Live like a queen. I just got a Saturday invite. Did you say yes? Um, sorry, just reading. Anyway, not yet, but did respond. What did you say, Mr. Elusive? No, I just don't want to intrude on your couple's night. Haha. I am shy. We prefer to hang out with non couples. Bob Gallery's probably coming too, solo. We'll probably do cards or something at some point. I am inviting you. Haha. Did you tell them you texted me? Or did you tell him you texted me? No. Then he gives her the thumbs up. I should be using I think that was all in one day because the date didn't change. I'm pretty sure that was all in one day. Now we're at January 13th, 3:28 p.m. I'll just say when the days change. Brian says, "You cranky now?" Question mark. Haha, no, just stop being so anti-couples. Most couples don't even like each other. Name a few. Name a few. I don't know. All of them? They all want to hang out with single people. Hmm. I need a drink. I had a blueberry beer. I'm jealous. Hey, I'm trying to menu plan for Saturday, Mr. Elusive. Don't count on me. Boo. Haha. I am sure you'll get over it. I just got my first drink. Where? Brick house. And now we're at January 14th, 10:49 a.m. in the morning. So the next morning, Karen says, "You tie one on last night? I was just thinking about you. Haha. Yeah, 4:30 a.m. came early this morning. Eek, that's early. You out late with the Commodores? Solo. Yeah, but you're always lining up your after party. Nope. Solo. Or nope, not me. Selective. I'm not a hoe. Hey, no judgment. Haha. You make me laugh. I know, I'm funny. Haha. What's on your mind? Nada. Just about to start cooking. Okay. What's on yours? And then he replied, or did a haha to her comment, what's on yours? I don't know why he laughed at that. So now we're January 14th at 3:33 p.m. So this would be the same day, just later on the afternoon, right? I'm going to Hillside Regulars 60th tomorrow. This could be a new low for me. Who? Bob Clinton. Everybody can't stand him. I detest him. His breath smells like ass. Oh my gosh. Always. His daughter and I have mutual friends. I actually don't mind him when he's socially distant. I think he's friendly. Oh, I have two of the same. Hold on. Why detest? Yeesh. Talks like an ass clown. Maybe I'm being too hard. He just says crazy shit. Doesn't know his audience. Jeez, is he different from anyone else in here? Question mark. Haha. His wife and daughter are cooler than he is. I like his wife. Never met the daughter. A nurse? Question mark. Yes, her fiance is a firefighter. By coincidence with people I grew up with. Crazy. So now we're 2 days after. Now we're like January 16th. Well, I guess they'd be that night because it's 12:59 a.m. So it would be the next day, but nighttime, if that makes sense. um, he must have seen her out or something because look, he's opening up with "You're nuts." Well, maybe not. Maybe he just responded to that a couple days ago or the day before. He says, "You're nuts. Foul ball." She says, "You stink. You suck. And you're double trouble." Sorry. And you're double trouble. You're hot. Are you serious or messing with me? No, I'm serious. Feeling is mutual. Is that bad? How long have you thought that? Are you okay driving? You don't want to stay here. You don't want to stay here? I'm fine. I have an office at the PD. You didn't answer the question. Rather you stay here. I wish. I think you're messing with me. Why do you think that? Because this is so out of left field. Where do these feelings come from? I just think you're like me. Meaning? So wait, he's at her house right now then, huh? Huh. Do you have your own kids? I have no kids. How am I like you? Hello. So she probably didn't answer for a minute, maybe. I don't know. Because then he's like, hello. Aren't we alike? I think so. So why did you get my number and reach out to me? Shoot straight with me. I told you, I just think we're alike, right? Yes, agree. Now what? I don't know. Hmm. Shouldn't you know? Do you like me? Yes. From jump. When was jump? First time I saw you? When was that? Hillside for sure. When were you interested? I don't know. You're just my type. Think you could handle me? I thought you were happy? Question mark. How do you know if I'm happy? Question mark. Just assumed. Are you to handle? And then he question marks that. I think it's supposed to mean are you hard to handle or something? Or I don't know. Are you are to handle? It's gotta be a typo. Um, what do you like about me? I just feel like you're from my neighborhood. Yeah, ditto. And I think you're hot. You really think that? I have always thought that about you. What? That you're hot, smart, witty, but didn't you think you were interested? Witty? Question mark. Yeah, meaning quick with a response. Tell me why you got my number and reached out to me. Just thought we were the same from the same neighborhood. Are you afraid to say what's in your mind? No, it could be his house too. He's just I think it gets confusing because, she considers John's kind of her house too, in a way. She stays there. So he's obviously at where she's staying at that moment, which I think it's probably John's because he asked, is she staying in town and stuff? So it's John's, not hers. But that's kind of, how people, she's always over there. So sorry if I confused you, Susan. Anyway, where am I at? Um, where did I tell me why you got my number and reached out to me? Just thought we were the same from the same neighborhood. Are you afraid to say what's on your mind? On? Because you put in your mind and then change it to on. No, didn't I? I'm glad I stopped by. I should have come earlier. Do you really live in Mansfield? Yeah, I was basically begging you. You don't have to beg. Or he says, you don't have to bed me. Beg. Huh? I'll give you whatever you want. How are you texting right now? Ugh, leaving me hanging. No. Kids? Kinda. How am I texting? Question mark. Is everyone asleep? I'm just wide awake on my phone. Yes, they are. I should have stayed, lol. So now what? Yes, you should have. That would have been distracting. So now what? Now. Oh, so know what? Now. And he corrects. I almost when he makes the wrong things, I'll just put, if I catch it, I'll just put what he really corrects it to instead of, because if people are listening, it's going to get confusing. Anyway, so he says, so now what? Now what? Ball's in your court. What do you want? Loaded question. What do you want? I asked you. Nope, you initiated this. Spit it out. Hey, we're single and we don't have kids. We can do whatever we want. Don't you have a boyfriend? Where are you? Canton. Where? My office at the PD. Why are you going to Mansfield? Where is that? Canton PD. I have a house there from before I reconnected with John. Oh, I feel like you're not really saying what's on your mind. Do you like me? Yes, clearly. Come over to my house. When? When works for you? Whoever. Whenever. When works for you? I asked you first. I think you're messing with me. I'm glad you came over tonight with the little emoji blushing face. Me too. Ball's in your court. What do you want, Karen? You look great tonight. I don't know. What do you want? You always do. Yeesh, really? Why? And then he question marks that Karen's comment where she says, yeesh, really? Why? He puts a question mark. I looked great? You're full of it. I think you're hot. Always have thought that. Just have not revealed my thoughts. I'm hot for the hillside. Low comps. Knock it off. You're hot, period. Are you glad you walked me out? Yes. The smiley face. Are you? Deaf. Yes. Are you going home tonight or tomorrow, AM? Question mark. We kissed, right? And he question marked that. Is this a trick question? I don't know when I'm going home. I'm selling my house. And she makes one of those nervous face, like, ugh. What a trick question? Question mark. Are you moving to Canton? I'm following your lead with this. I live here, but I have a property in Mansfield. Why my lead? I don't want any responsibility. You started this, right? Why did you get my number and reach out to me? Still have not told me. Sorry, should I not have? I'm fine with it. Just don't know why you can't answer. You're mad at me? Oh my God, no, not at all. You're being silly. I told you, I just think you're like me. And I am attra- I just think that you're like me and I'm attracted to you a lot. Feeling is mutual. I just never saw this coming. Why? Because I just assumed you were happy with your situation. I was, but things have deteriorated. Why? How so? What did Melissa say when you asked for my number? It is very, very complicated. He and I dated when we were kids, and then his sister died, and everything got effed up. He seems very into you. I just told Melissa that I had your number but lost it. That's cute. She wasn't suspicious? Question mark. No, she's great. Does she know you like me? She's a sweetie. We just agreed that you're great. What does that mean? I was just jealous that she had your number. Like, you're either all in or you're not. Why would you be jealous? I'm not attracted to her at all. I've always been attracted to you. Really? Yes. Since the first time I saw you. We would have fun. Where are you? I told you, Can PD, my office. So are you selling your place or moving to Meadows? I don't know if because wouldn't if she questioned that, wouldn't that be gray? I don't know. I think he might have accidentally questioned his own. I do that sometimes. Let me take a sip of coffee. Maybe not though. It does look like it's coming from that side, but it's not a big deal. Anyway, so he's asking if she selling her place or moving to Meadows, or he's asking her, yeah. Yeah, but where is that? I have had all my shit here for a couple years, and my house has been vacant. But I'd like to get closer to the water. So yeah, she's asking, yeah, where is that? Where is his office, right? Because she's like, where are you, Camp PD? And I think that's what he was answering. So she's like, well, yeah, but where is that? And then she's answering his question. So she says, I have had all my shit here for a couple years, and my house has been vacant. But I'd like to get closer to the water. Are you breaking up or staying together? I don't know. He hooked up with another girl on vacation. I'm very close to his niece. It is a very effed up situation. When was that? And how did you find out he hooked up? I don't want to complicate your situation. We went away for New Year's, the four of us. I put the kids to bed and found him in the lobby of our hotel, all over one of our friends. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Did they bang? Does that matter? Sorry, I was just asking. I was just trying to figure shit out. Doesn't really matter. Okay, I won't ask again. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay, hear you loud and clear, Karen. Okay. Why are you getting your thing all twisted up over simple questions? Thong. Oh, it's supposed to be why you're getting your thong. Am not, am I? You're kind of getting defensive. What is the question? Do you feel guilty texting me? No. Okay. What do you want from me? Nothing. Do you want anything from me? I would hang out. Oh, gee, thanks. Oh my God, what am I supposed to say? You're being tough on me. None of us is married. True. So game on? Question mark. We can say whatever we want. Game on? Question mark. You send mixed messages. I wish I stayed. Okay, game on then. Kinda. Can you hang? Sure. I hope you toss and turn tonight. I always do. Why? Why did you say that? I just do. Why? Because you're fresh. No, I'm not. Okay. Do you always get what you want? Be sweet to me, please. I could be so sweet. I've been very sick. I had colon cancer and 10 surgeries in 18 months. I'm a wreck. And then he puts a question mark by, I've been very sick. So, oh, he probably did that. And then she answered, I had no idea. Are you okay now? I never get what I want, just what I need. I am okay. What do you need? What need to be content? What can I do to make you happy? Haha, don't worry. I've always been very happy. Okay, okay. Do you always get what you want? Oh, I'm reading it. Hold on. Well, I have a double on here. Sorry. Do I? Yeah, I had two of the same one. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I had a couple doubles for some reason. You talking riddles. Just tell me why you contacted me. Huh? What's the big deal? I told you. I just think you're like me. What does that mean? Like, you want to hang out with me? You asked why I contacted you. Yeah, I did ask. We are attracted to each other, right? Reasonable question. Yes, 100%. Okay. Sorry, this is. Er. We did kiss earlier, no? Question mark. I think you initiated that. No? Question mark. Yep. Do I owe you an apology? Oh my god, no. Why are you being sensitive? I'm not. Kinda. Never. What do you want from me? What's on the table? What do you want ideally? The real deal. That was all in one day. Now we're on Sunday, January 16th, the next day at 7:37 a.m. So that was probably going real late into the morning. And she goes, doesn't exist. When he says the real deal, she says, doesn't exist. Sorry. Ha ha. So you like, or now we're at 5:53, same day though. God, they're being so loud. So you like Hennessy XO? I'm hurting so bad. Yeah, me too. The Currans went after it again at noon today. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? The Currans went after it again at noon today. I was trying to figure out what does that mean, guys? Anybody? No way. This was about 2 hours before you came over, and the screen's blacked out. I went to see because look, when I screenshot it, it was cut off, so I went back to the actual video and to see him scroll down, it's just a black picture. So I think they blurred it out. They blacked it out, I'm guessing, so I wonder what it was, right? I'm guessing that's what it was, even though you think it would be a blur. I don't think she just sent him a black picture, but it says this was about 2 hours before you came over, and it was just a black. Um, Haha, I'm heading for drinks soon. Really? Yeah. So now we're looking at January 18th, so a couple days later, because that was January 16th. I think I have them zoomed in. Yeah. What's on tap? Haha, what does that mean? Usually it means what you're up to. What are you up to? And he puts a haha for that. Cute. I just wrapped work. Unpacking some groceries. You? What's on tap? Also unpacking crap from my car. Anything good? Nothing on tap. Shame. You were ghost yesterday. I can't be the cruise. Wait. I can't be the cruise director every. Wait, hold on. Let me go scroll down. I can't be the cruise director every day. Shame. Julie McCoy. Wish I was at my Cape house in front of the fire sipping a drink. She questioned the Julie McCoy. I wish I knew how to use my fireplace. From Love Boat. So does Julie McCoy must be from Limbo. I wouldn't even know that. I don't know. Oh, because she says I can't be cruise director every day. Because so basically, what he's saying is they didn't talk the day before, and he's like, "You just ghosted me," and she's like, "You didn't initiate anything. You could have texted me. Like, what am I, the cruise director every day? Like, why didn't you text me? Because he didn't text her either. I don't know. So I guess Julie McCoy. I don't know. Love Boat. All right. How old is your bad self? All right. How old is your bad self? Haha, that was my guess. 42 next month. I know the Love Boat. I was more Brady Bunch. Haha. What day? Wait, hold on. Sorry. Nice. You're just a tad poke. Poke. He tried to correct it, but I don't know. Pole? Gotcha. Oh, it's supposed to be a tadpole. When is the next party? Pole. Oops. It's all relative. What, pool and poke? I'd have a party every weekend if it were up to me. No, 42 equals tadpole. Oh. I keep reminding myself that aging is a privilege. The better parties are at my house. The better parties are at my house, no kids. Oh, at her house, there'll be no kids. Okay. Why are they better? Well, first, because there's no kids. You were ghost yesterday. Thought I heard the last of you. Phones work both ways. I don't want to disturb you, or you could be otherwise engaged. I don't know your routine. I didn't use the word engaged, did I? Huh? Engaged is like doing something with someone. Yes, that's what I thought you meant. Are you being fresh today? No. Now that you're sobered up? Haha. I felt sober next to everyone else on Saturday. Good point. You're still trouble. Haha. I guess T for trouble because he. Why am I? And you sent her a picture of a drink. And he says, just playing with you. What is that? Whiskey with the big ice cube. What kind of whiskey? Jameson, right? She sends her a picture of maraschino cherry, a cherry in the middle. What good does that do? Are you in with rocks? So good, yeah. Do you have a 4:30 a.m. bell tomorrow? Question mark. Why do you ask? Trying to figure out how many whiskeys you're gonna have? Depends. I don't restrict myself from having fun. How many Hennessy XO you having? None. I have none at my house. Haha. I'm not really trouble. Want me to pick you up next time? I go to the base. Usually cheaper and tax free. Just a little based on your conduct. The base. Military base. I got through the Henny fast. I shop there a lot. I can as a veteran. My conduct? I'm not married. I'm the only one who does everything right. What kind of veteran? Where is the base? Dude, chillax. Teasing you. Are you sensitive? Veteran from Iraq. I can go to any base, but usually Hanscom and Bedford are down the Cape. Which base down the Cape? Which branch? Army. I'm not normally sensitive. Joint base Cape Cod. Aw, I won't be so hard on you. Oh my God, you're not. You called me trouble. That makes me sound bad. I was just playing with you. You weren't, but that's okay. Stop being sensitive, please. I'm not. Okay, so what's up? Did you figure out how many whiskeys? You mean tonight? Yes. Not sure. I'm flexible and adaptable. Why are you so curious? Are you drinking? I haven't had a drink yet. Just want to see what you're up to. Looking for an influencer. My day was long. Influenced how? Are you in Canton or Mansfield tonight? Influenced to have a drink, even though it's Tuesday. I'm in Mansfield. How often do you stay there? Is it a nice crib, house, or condo? I stay here once or twice a week. House. I guess it's nice. I like it. How long have you owned it? How many bed? How many bedrooms? Or how, sorry, how many beds, rooms? 2017 or 18, 5 bedrooms. What? Why so big? I don't know. It's an old colonial. It has a lot of bedrooms. More than you clearly need. Are you moving to Canton? I know, seriously. Some rooms I only go into dust. Not anytime soon. I'm there most of the time, but sometimes it's a lot. A lot? Why? Do you even know what you want or who? Because I went from being solo to trying to give attention to kids who aren't mine, and I never wanted kids. I thought you were in this happy relationship. Everyone is happy at the hillside. Oh God, you avoid things. It's just a very, very complicated dynamic with the four of us. He isn't cut out for what he's doing, and the kids present constant issues. I think he believes he is doing the right thing. Well, of course he is, but his heart isn't in it. It's only because he was very, very close to his sister. I know how you feel, kinda. I was married when I met her. She had a 2.5-year-old. I went from being single to being a dad. It's hard. I'm divorced since 2017 and have no kids. I try very hard, but they're very spoiled and they're not my family. My parents keep telling me I'd feel differently if they were mine or my own sisters. Then I told you he got drunk and sloppy on New Year's Eve while we were away, and that has really affected me. What did he exactly do? I never got married, and now somehow I'm arguing with someone about raising kids. I rolled. Why won't you tell me? He was a puddle all day and then disappeared. Then I found him all over a friend's sister in the lobby of our hotel, and she's gross, which I think may actually be worse, not sure. Oh God, did they bang? So I was so I was with the kids celebrating New Year's without him, which shouldn't be my role. No, I doubt it. He was a mess. Was it the first time with her, or do you think there were others? I don't really think there were others. I'm with him all the time. He never seems to want to go anywhere without me. But honestly, the issues with the kids bothers me more than him actually cheating. They're constant and it feels like I lose. It feels like a lose-lose. You clearly have a lot of feelings. You clearly have a lot of feelings swirling inside you. Yeah, it's very complicated. Sorry for the rant. You can rant. You can vent, babe. Basically, I just feel like I spread myself too thin and sometimes it's thankless. Hmm. You probably felt that way too. I did at times. It was one, not two, thankfully. Want to grab a drink? If you gave me some notice, I could have. You said you were adaptable. I am, but I have my work truck with me and not my personal. Do you get angry when you don't get your way? That sounds like an excuse. I rarely get my way. I don't make excuses. If you don't want to deal with someone, I tell them. If I don't want to deal with someone, I tell them. And then I am ghost. Why do you even want to hang with me? Don't we already hang out? And then he question marks that. I don't make excuses. Work truck, personal truck? Question mark. That doesn't sound like a massive problem. I end up drinking with you at least once a week, I'd say. I can't use my work truck for transportation to go drink. You think so? What makes you so sure? Probably would be fun. I think I see you about once a week at a bar, no? Not lately, but yes. Okay, so you asked why I want to hang out. I'm just saying that I already hang out with you. Yeah, but we never one on one. Does going to a friend's house qualify as transportation to drink? Yeah, because I can't have one. Or wait, yeah, because I just can't have one. Can't drive that banged up. Have none then. There's 5 bedrooms here. Does mine have a lock on the door? Haha. LOL. I don't even know. I think so. You probably have a spare key. I don't know if I've ever shut and locked a door here. Funny. Trust me, I'm tempted. Grab the Hennessy. Thanks, doll. Funny. I'm confused. You don't feel guilty inviting me over? Should I? I don't know. Who knows what you feel? Only know what you said when you were drinking Hennessy. Haha. Geez, I just explained everything I thought. Wow, you get angry easy. What are you talking about? I'm not angry in the least. Okay, good. And I haven't had a single drink today. Okay. I don't really think I should feel guilty. Why is that? Why should I not? Dude, I'm just asking. Don't get your thong all twisted up. Yeah, I just didn't know what the question was. You have no impact on my song. And he puts exclamation point on. Why are these making me laugh? Hold on. Are you guys following this or no? Are you guys in your own little world chatting? These are making me laugh. I'm trying to be serious here and read them. I think I try my best to do right by people, and sometimes people suck. And I'm not married, nor do I have kids. I agree. But you kind of have a live in boyfriend. You act like I ask dumb questions. Yeah, kind of, but it's been a long time and there's ups and downs. So at some point, you have to think more rationally. Do you plan on leaving him? I'm sorry. I don't think they're dumb. It's just hard back and forth on text to understand the question. When you ask what day earlier, my birthday, I thought for a full minute that you meant what day did I used to watch the Brady Bunch. And I have typed in a text every school day at 4 and 4:30. And I had typed in a text every school day at 4 and 4:30. That sounds like me. Oh my god. I meant what day was your birthday? I don't have any plans at the moment in either direction. Sometimes I go back and forth. Yeah, I figured that out. What's your interest in me? I assume people have been interested in you before. True. First, I think you're fun to talk to. I like sizing other people up, and you seem to be private, which I also like. And probably pretty independent too, which I also like. I am a ton of fun. I am super private and do not talk out of school. I am safe. Does that make sense? And I am all of that and more. Safe? Like I am private. Don't talk out of school with what I do or who I hang out with. Do I aggravate you? Haha, no. According to John, you may occasionally talk out of school. And he questions that question mark. He said that about me? But that's none of my business. With respects to what exactly? None of my business. So then why invite me to your house party? Now I'm aggravated. Ooh, motive. Dude, that's kind of important right there. Because the whole other theory is that Higgins could be the culprit of this whole thing. And for him to be kind of now like mad at John. First of all, it's natural to think that because of the whole thing with him liking Karen and Karen with John and her saying, the stuff about, John's like, I'm not saying she's saying he's treating her bad, but the fact that now he said something about Brian talking out of school probably is coming across like Brian's thinking he's saying that I'm running my mouth or something, and he's aggravated. Ooh, man. Anyway, so she says, tonight's house party or last week? Question mark. Because now that's a good question. I was thinking he meant the one with John's. That's why he said that. Because remember he went to that party at John's with them, and now she's inviting him to her house now. So she's asking, "Wait, what do you mean?" Oh my God, Max, stop barking. I might have to wait to read until he stops. Oh my God, why? Last week. Like, why would he talk shit? All right, shut about. I should probably shit. Why would he talk shit about me? Because we all like you. Everyone does. Geesh. You just said he talks shit about me. He wasn't talking shit at all. He always says how much he likes you. Just mention Brian does all right for himself. He has not said one negative thing about you ever. I just didn't think you were that private. That's all. I am about a lot of things. Don't be so sensitive. I am good. Oh, geez. Are your panties in a twist now? Stop. Nah, my boxes are just fine. Okay, so you're not gonna run your work truck through the gears tonight? I thought you were tons of fun. No, I'm not. As much as I would like to. Moving on to the next call. Moving on to the next call? Question mark. Huh? Will you stop? You're sensitive again. I can't really follow your thought process. You keep kind of insulting me a little. I'm still confused why you want to hang with me. It's all so out of left field. He's like a little, he flirts like a little kid, like a grade school, like immature boy. By, you know how like they flirt when, when they like some girl, they are like mean to him and make fun. That's what it reminds me of. He definitely likes her, but he's doing it in one of those like little like immature boys. Let's pick on you, and you know that type of back and forth. Oh my God. Um, so I'm just checking chat. I was waiting for him to see if Mac was going to keep barking too. This annoys me. My brother's dog's here, and when he barks and Zeke barks in there, it's like a bark fest. Um, uh, Elliot, nobody testified she was impaired on the witness stand. If anyone can show me where to go, I'll look at it. You can't. Wait, what? What do you mean, Elliot? Not admissible in court. Did you miss that? Who are you talking to? Is somebody like arguing with you? I'm confused. I don't know. All right, let me continue. Sorry, guys. I just took a break because I was waiting to make sure he quit barking. All right, so where are we at? So she's saying about him keeping insulting her a little, and he says, "I'm still confused why you want to hang with me. It's also out of left field." No, I am not. Because she said you're insulting me, so he's like, "No, I am not." Are you single? Yes. I don't think it's out of left field. Wasn't I already begging you to come over last Saturday? You getting my number from Melissa and reaching out to me? And on vacay and probably a few other occasions? You didn't really beg. I asked at least twice. How do people reach out to each other? Why would I have thought you had any interest in me? Usually do it when they do live with someone. Wait, usually do it when they do live with someone. Oh, usually do not when they do live with someone. Maybe, maybe not. So you have sent me signs before? Did I miss them? John and I have had a lot of ups and downs, and we really did this nearly 20 years ago. Oh, and we already did this nearly 20 years ago. And there's kids involved that get attached and things get muddy. And I don't know what the answer is, but I feel very strongly that I put my best effort in with all three of them and the extended family too. At some point, it gets frustrating, and my actual feelings take precedence. I get it. I'm not denying that or that it gets tough. Do you remember anything you said to me there the other night? I'm just trying to explain where I'm coming from. Yes, I get it. I deleted it because I didn't want to do my own text walk of shame, but I'm pretty sure I remember everything. Okay. So you don't think it would complicate and confuse your situation if we hung out? Fair question. Probably. Do you only do things that simplify your life? Nope, I complicate my life on a regular. Yeah, so does everyone else. Just so you know, I thought you were extremely hot off the rip. Amazing personality. I could go on and on. Sorry. But I do not want to pump your. Wait, sorry. I could go on and on, but I don't want to pump your shit up too much. Thanks for saying that, but low comps at Hillside. You know how to ruin something nice. I frequent other places. John has shown me about 5 times the ring of me. Wait, hold on. John has showed me about 5 times the ring video of me walking you out on Saturday, and my voice and my accent are killing me softly. What? Yeah, he has cameras everywhere. You cops. Jesus. He's like Christ. Are you guys hooking up? Oh my God. Great. I don't need drama, dude. No, it's fine. Seriously? I am serious. You legit planted one on me. I know where the cameras are anyway. Duh. Oh my God, Bruins. So your slick move isn't on there? Of course not. Oh my God, I almost puked or threw up because he's got the. I was like sitting there for a minute too. I'm like, wait, what? He knew that? That puts a whole new spin on that video, that waterfall. Okay, so he didn't see it. Uh, it was it was a peck anyway. I kissed Carrie and Gay Jeff too. Yeah, weak. I agree. LOL, funny. So now he is jealous of me? No, I told you he likes you a lot, which makes this worse. You said or did something at the bar last week, and he goes, I like Brian more and more. I think he's a good dude too. Yeah, he is. Funny. What's your end game? What do you want from me? You will just confuse the shit out of yourself. Because I'm a lot of fun. So am I. I'm sure I'm more fun than you. How so? Details. I don't know. I hate people on the whole, but I have been told by many people that I'm a lot of fun. I don't do anything half ass. Nothing. Hmm. So what do you want from me? I don't know. I just like you, so I reached out. You have zero idea? Nope. Oh God. Nope. Oh, sorry. That's twice. She rolls her. So he says, "Oh God," and then she rolls her eyes. What now? Why, oh God? And then he question marks the what now? Because I need some direction. Well, I'm not a effing oracle. Sorry. That's actually funny. Do you eventually get what you want? I told you, rarely. So you're a quitter, a realist. So you reached out to me, a ballsy move. Now what? The things I've worked the hardest for me, the things I've worked the hardest for have meant the most. Does Melissa know you dig me? Ballsy? Not really. I already know you. True, but you have a man. I figured if you text with Melissa, you definitely text with me. She isn't trying to hang with me. Of course she is. He question marks that. Plus, I never really texted with her other than to see if they were headed out. I asked you over. Is what? You made excuses. That's fine, but I'm not asking again. She doesn't like me like that, question mark. I'm sure she does. What makes you so sure? Because she said I love to set Brian up with my sister. She deserves such a good guy like him. That doesn't mean she wants to bang me herself. And I think Leto is kind of a dink. So I'm sure Melissa likes you a wee bit. Herself? Yeah, he is interesting. Have you always had trouble accepting compliments? Yeesh. No. It all of yours came to me after a day of drinking. You were way more all over me that day. She question marked that. So what? Don't most compliments come that way? Like all over me with compliments and how you felt. It was 3:30 a.m. It was fun. I've complimented you today too. And she has a mean face and kicked my nuts in. Oh my God, how? If I had more notice, I would have grabbed a drink somewhere. So I am all set with that's fine, but I am not asking again. Well, it was 7 p.m. and I'm super cool. So right now I'm asking again. Coming to your house would have been bad for the both of or coming to your house would have been bad for the both of us. For starters, you wouldn't have wanted me to leave. Now equals not. Oh, so right now not at sorry. She's correcting that. That sounds good. That's trouble. Why? Because you would have made me stay, locked me in your room. No, I wouldn't have. Haha, you wish. I don't share a bed with anyone ever. Question marks that comment. I have my own room in Canton. What? Yeah, I think sharing a bed is archaic. Is that the one you wanted me to stay in? You sit like you I don't know. You don't like I don't know if what sit, don't or you say, I don't know. You don't like to be spooned? You don't? Oh yeah, you don't, sorry. You don't like to be spooned? Not for more than a minute or two. Weird. You would rather sleep alone. I've got to make my sleep count. So doesn't everyone? Honestly, I'm the world's lightest sleeper. I can hear an ant crawling across the floor, and I wake up almost hourly, which isn't fair to whoever I'm sleeping with. Okay, bet Melissa isn't like that. Haha. Lori wouldn't like that. I know for a fact Melissa isn't like that. She told me she can't fall asleep unless they're spooning. Lito rolled his eyes and pointed a gun at his head. You probably got to work on your truck. Talk soon. You probably got to go to work on your truck. Oh, whatever. Wait. Lighten up, Francis. Let me know when you figure your shit out. That's a tailor made joke for an army vet. No one else has it figured out. Why do I? Combat vet. I didn't say non combat. Did I? Combat vet. I did. Oh, wait. Why? Sorry. Why is this? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Sorry. It's confusing sometimes when I'm just reading it and I have them doubled up. Okay. I didn't say non combat. I told Sat I think you're hot. And since you told you how cool I think you are, maybe you are actually a jerk. What do you want me to say or do? I'm pretty sure you're seeing people too. I'm not a jerk. Don't change the narrative to suit yourself. Own your words. I don't think you're a jerk. I don't have simple answers to your questions. It's actually simple. What do you want from me? What do you desire? To start, I would just like to hang out because I like to talk to you and hear what you have to say. If that's it, I'd be happy. Okay, I will lock you onto that statement. That's fine. I suspect you will give up eventually. Just so you know, I will still be your friend. Clearly, you're trying to give me the Heisman. No, not at all. Why would you say that? Because I've tried and I'm failing. And he puts a question mark to that. Tried what? Failing what? Hot and personality. And what else? What's the "I could go on and on" part? Because it feels like a Heisman sugar-coated with a few compliments. That's okay. I asked you over and on a seemingly uneventful Tuesday. Yeah, with 0 heads up. I have to get up at 4:30 AM. Didn't you h didn't hear from you yesterday at all. So I should have been a mind reader that you were going to extend an offer to your crib for a drink. If you wanna give up, that's on you. You're being silly, for the record. No, I'm busting your chops. It's okay. No, you're sensitive. Nice try. You don't think I came over for a drink, we would have you don't think if I came over for a drink, we would have got carried away? Question mark. You said you were adaptable and tons of fun. I took that as an invite for an invite. Oh, okay. I'm 42. I know what happens when you invite someone over for a drink. You're the master at avoidance. So you think I would just give it to you? Give it up? I've been a lot in my life. I have a little bit of a carpe diem mindset. Oh, she corrects it. So I've been through a lot in my life. I have a little bit of carpe diem mindset. Seize the day. Are you guys following this? It's getting hot in here. I had to turn off my air so it wasn't loud. What am I avoiding? I'm not afraid to be direct. Some of my questions. It's funny because she's answered every question, but for some reason he's looking for a different answer. But actually, she has answered them. It's weird because she's given him all those answers you think that he is looking for. I think what he's looking for is her to say she's gonna leave John. Like, I think that's bothering him. Like, that she's like so open to seeing him and still being with John. I think he's waiting for her to be like, this okay, yeah, I'm done with John. I want to be with you or something because she's already like admitted like they might have sex, things happen. I'm 42. Like, what else is he looking for? I think he's looking for that, for something like more. I don't know. She's answered every one of his questions over and over. It's stupid. I would if I was Karen, I'd be so annoyed at him by this point and just be like, "Oh my god, okay, I don't want you." Oh. Anyway, okay, so she says, I'm not afraid to be direct." So she says, "What am I avoiding?" I know I already read that. I'm gonna read it again. "What am I avoiding?" "Some of my questions." "Okay, which? Ask again." "Nope, tricks are for kids." "I'm pretty sure we would have hooked up." "Okay." "I can't say that." Of course you can. Did I miss any other questions, sir? Probably. Are you having a drink right now? Yeah, on my second. Show me what you got. I went for wine and downgraded to a mudslide. The Taunton in me. Taunton. Went for a wine and downgraded to a mudslide. Ha ha. I had to make another one because you got me all worked up. I could have made it for you, weirdo. Sure, you could have done a lot. And got yourself and you got yourself all worked up, buddy. Yep, I am. That a crime? Are you annoyed? Kinda. Why? Because you because you because you threw wait, hold on. Because you threw this offer on me last minute. You could have made 3 round trips by now. I roll. Oh, I bet. Crickets. 4 round trips. Bite me. Geez, that's fresh. So you only say like one nice thing per day? Tough. You're impossible. Let me know when you figure this out. You're impossible, winky face. I've been pretty straightforward. You're wishy washy. What do you want from me? Doesn't matter. Okay, then. Now we're on the next morning, January 19th at 10:08 a.m. Let me take a sip of coffee. Hi, Reese. Sup? Ooh, he initiated it. Sup? You tell me, playa. Just working remotely? Sweet. From Mansfield? Question mark. Yep, you? I'm in Canton at the moment. I want a drink. Haha. Is that bad? Really? I think day drinking once a week is okay. Go celebrate the 20th anniversary of the tuck rule. I can't wait until tonight. Now we're at 1:07 p.m. Where are you planning on heading? Not sure. I'd invite you over here, but you probably have your work truck. Eye roll. Here we go. I assume that's a pass. No prob. And he puts a question mark to that. What's wrong with you? Excuse me? I didn't answer fast enough? Question mark. Huh? Where'd you get that from? You're tough to make plans with. I'm heading out shortly. I tried. With the shrug. Where to? I'm meeting a friend in town till about 7 and then likely make my way back. Okay. Sunglasses. I don't know why he sent a pair of glasses, then sunglasses. What does that mean? I don't know. Where you head back to, Shady? I assume that means shady. And he says, eye roll. And then he puts a ha ha. I'm meeting my gal pal who's from Canton. Back to Mansfield. Do I know her? Name. I don't think so. Julie Mellon lives on Sherman. I'm not trying to be difficult. I just don't want any drama for either of us. I don't either. Okay. Trust me, I am tempted. I don't think it's a big deal. What, you coming over to my place? Or are you coming over mine? Okay. You clearly are getting aggravated with me and my lack of participation. No, I'm not aggravated at all. Okay. We're good. I'll see you around. I knew this is how you would act. Whatever. You can get most any guy you want, so you're not losing any sleep over this. Wow, he's very insecure. None of that is true. I'm not talking to any other guys, and I have issues with John, and things are far from perfect. You just happen to know about him because we all hang out at the same bar. I'm sure you talk to other girls. That's what single people do. I'm not married, and neither are you. Neither is John. Was that your attempt at a lecture or deductive reasoning? What do you want from me? That's just how I think and feel. You don't need to approve. I've already answered that last question a couple of times, I think. I'm not judging you. Never have, never will. You shouldn't. I don't know what your private life is about, nor is it my business. You just happen to know that I see someone. I don't have kids and I'm not married. Aren't you afraid you might actually like me? I don't think that's a bad thing. Isn't that the point? Well, it would be complicated because you have a boyfriend. Funny you said we are a lot alike because we are. Yeah, life never stays the same. Things always change. Okay. Why are we alike according to you? Because we go with our gut and how we feel? Isn't that kind of what you told me? Yes, that's true. Have a good night. Or that's him. Have a good night. You're clearly irritated. Sorry to bother you. Either texting is bad or you're sensitive. I'm not irritated at all, I swear. I had been going out with someone for a few years when I reconnected with John. And John and I got on very well at the same time, so I broke it off with the other guy. He was probably starting to see other people if I was completely honest with myself. I don't feel bad about any of that. I think it was meant to work out that way. So, what's your point? Are you legitimately interested? Unhappy in your relationship? Mad because you saw him all over another girl? Or a hybrid of it all? My only point is that there's a difference between being married to someone and dating them. And we have no intention of ever getting married. The point of dating is not to get tied down if you're not confident. You should be. In my mind, anyway, the first two, but I don't care too much about the other girl. So she's saying the first two because he's asking about like what is it? The first two were, are you legitimately interested, unhappy in your relationship, or mad because you saw him all over another girl? She said the first two, but I don't care too much about the other girl. Okay, is he cool with you dating other people? And I'm not happy per se, just realistic that there's cracks and it's far from perfect. I doubt it. If he's seeing someone else, I wouldn't want to know either way. He probably feels the same. And you probably feel that way about whoever you hook up with. I think that's normal. Okay. You don't agree with me? You make some valid points. No shit, Sherlock. He flicks her off. Come on, I'm funny. Sit on that and spin. See, now you have to go below the belt. Love it there. Do you wear belts? Only once in a while. Okay. When I go into the office. Okay. Rando. Haha. I was teasing you. You getting all dressed up for me? Haha. I pretty much wear all black every day. Love it. Where are you going in town? Newberry? She works there. Doing? She works for my friend who's a plastic surgeon. That's how I know her. Coincidence, she lives around the corner. So funny, around the corner from your second home. Haha. Oh, haha, eye roll. I had to come downtown earlier, so I told her I'd meet up for a drink. You there now? You would like my spot at the Cape. I have a great spot for dinner and drinks down there. Are you there tonight? I'm a beach worshiper. And he sent her a drink or a picture of a drink. Where's that? I'm in West Roxbury, a spot in the West Rocks Dedham line. I have a pass to drive my Jeep on the beach. Lots of fun to be had. I heard. I used to rent with my friends on the beach for 7 straight years. I miss it. I've been thinking about moving to Tiverton. I can give you all the beach life you can handle. Stop for a drink later. By where? My spot in West Rocks. Probably not for a bit. Okay. At a bar? Question mark. I wasn't suggesting anytime soon. I know you're with your friend. I meant my house. Probably after 8. Okay. If you don't want, that's fine. No pressure. I will. A drink? And he puts a question mark by that. What do you drink? Are you out now? Sorry, I'll drink whiskey if that's what you're having. Haha. Send me a pic of you two. Um, shoot, it looks like I'm trying to figure out what this is because it doesn't look like that's the next thing. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I think this is the part I was supposed to get rid of some of this because it was doubles. Yeah. I usually drink whatever the person with me is having. Oh, okay. I don't take selfies either. I don't really even know how. Whatever. I wanted to see her smile. Ugh, I hate having my photo taken. Weak. Sorry, I am a very particular person. What's that mean? Okay, never mind. Go enjoy your friend. Go clean your house, will ya? My shit is spotless. Haha, I figured. My shit is tight. Sure you can handle this? Please bite me. Stop saying fresh things. Why? Are those statements tempting? Nope. Oh, which statements? Perhaps you should drive directly to Mansfield. You said bite me like 3 times. Okay. 8:30 8:30 is too late? For what? Drink? No, why? Are we not meeting up? Question mark. You can stop over for a drink. Ball's in your court. Are you going to give me the address? Yeah. We don't have to meet up if you don't want to, but I'm leaving town now. I'm up for a drink. Okay, should I drive around? Where am I? Okay, should I drive around with Roxbury yelling your name? Oh, wait, no. Should I drive around West Roxbury yelling your name? He won't get it. She's trying to get his address. He's so difficult. Haha, no, where are you now? Newberry? Do you really want to come over? Only if you want me to. Can you take charge? I thought we already settled this. Haha. Okay, well, I'm in my car now and getting on the highway. This feels like I'm forcing you. No, not at all. I'm game. Okay, well, I'd like to know where the hell I'm going. Pike or 93? You just want to meet me at the Corib? Or do you want to just come to over? Pike, I would daub. Say, you decide. I don't know either. Whatever you want. I don't either place. So wherever you're comfortable. You know anyone in West Rocks? I don't think so. Haha. Then just stop by for a drink. Up to you. No pressure. Just give me the address. I hate texting while driving. Bryant Road. Text me when close. Okay. I will show you where to park. That's West Rocks? It's not coming up. Yeah. Then put in Boston. First one. What app do you use? Turn around on the street. Park at the top of the street across from the red minivan. Let me know when you're there. Here. Okay. So then they obviously hung out that night. She gets home at 11:13 p.m. She says, "Home alive," with the winky face. Cool. Thoughts? Maybe. You? What? You asked me my thoughts. You didn't answer. I don't know my thoughts. Okay, I think I get it. You have any? So that's gotta be, this is what I was talking about. Is he asking about the thoughts about what happened and what she thought about him? I'm guessing. Because she says I'm home and then he's like thoughts. So I don't know. Is he trying to get like, okay, what'd you think? Did you like me? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I wonder if they hooked up and that's what he's like. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Did I do a good job? That's what I'm thinking. And he's like, thoughts? Because he probably so insecure. He's trying to like get like, did she have fun? Did I please her? Is it, like, let me have your thoughts. And she, I think, I don't know. What else could that mean? Yeah, cool thoughts, maybe you. And it kills me. I love that she doesn't really answer. And then when he says, she says, I don't know my thoughts. And he's like, okay, I think I get it. You have any? Or then she says, you have any? Um, so then the next, wait, is that the next day? Hold on. So January 19th, that night. So the next day, yes. So wow, he texts her first that next afternoon at 12:27. Says, "Hi, how was your day?" "Good, yours?" "I'm exhausted." "Yeah, that makes two of us." "But I want a drink, LOL." "Really? I'll give you Hardy's digits." "Who?" "Hardy from 98.5 Midday Show. He hangs out at the Curran sometimes. He's a spokesperson for Recovery Centers of America." Ha ha. I don't have a problem. Kidding. I know. I don't know. A picture. Good riddance. Ha ha. Stranger, stranger. Hey, I was at Hilly all week. Have not heard from you. Wait, what day is that? Hold on. It doesn't say which. It must be a days later. I wish I had the days. How long it? How long went past? Oh well. I'll have to go back and see if when they scroll if I missed it. But um, so good riddance. Ha ha. Stranger, stranger. Hey, I was at the Hilly all weekend. Have not heard from you. Oh, so it has to be. So the next day, so whatever day that was, I mean, so that was probably only, that could have only been a couple days. It wasn't like a week because that was the 20th, that next day after they spent the night together, right? Now it's the 23rd. So it's not like they went, I mean, maybe a couple days, I guess. She says, phone works both ways. Thought you were all set. With talking? No. You sure? Well, Wait, so wait, that's 9:40. Wow, that's the last. Oh, that was when they're at the bar, that's right. So, wow, she just told dude, so she must screw after they hooked up, she totally, like, kinda ghosted him in a way, so she must not have liked what he was given because then she totally stopped trying. She's just, like, done because the that a whole, like, 10 they hooked up on what, the 20th, 19th, 20th? Whole 9 days and not much. I mean, she probably just didn't wanna be a jerk, so she kinda responded a little bit, but I mean, true, phone does work both ways. She could have thought, wait a minute, I take that back because she could have thought, been insecure, like, why isn't he calling me? It could be a little, I don't know, but she was the more one initiating it. So you know what I'm saying? She's not shy about that. So I don't know. But then after they hooked up, maybe she was like, why isn't he I don't know. I don't know what the situation is, but I'm from the whole back and forth. It does seem like she was the one always initiating it, so for her to stop, she probably was just disappointed in what happened that night, just my opinion, and she didn't wanna be mean, so she did respond a little bit, but then, like, look, they went a couple days after that not talking, and then the 23rd, they talked a little bit, and then the so 6 days later, right, then he says, well, that was at the bar when that happened that night, because she was right there and not saying hi to him, and then that next morning, so 11:32 that next morning, she says John died, which is crazy, and he doesn't respond. So, yeah, I think she was kinda disappointed in whatever she got from him that night. Oh, I don't know. Well, actually, that was actually didn't take me as long to read as I thought, but probably because, dude, it took him like over 2 hours to read. Wonder why? Didn't it? I swear it was, but maybe it wasn't that long. I don't know. I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah. So yeah. Hey, it's not the size, it's how you use it, really. I don't think unless if it's super small. If it's like extremely small, then it's like, but it's more about how you use it than I think than the size. I mean, of course, it has to be like big enough, but like it doesn't even have to be huge or like, you know what I'm saying? So like, unless if he was extremely small, but it's more like I just think he's probably just sucked at it. I don't know because I think the whole size thing is overrated. Like it doesn't have to, when guys think it has to be like this huge thing, it doesn't. I don't think that's just my opinion. But I think she just didn't, he wasn't probably that good. He didn't please her. He didn't know how probably. Um hot. Um wait, what was that the term somebody once told me? It's not the it was a cute little saying for that. About not being a size, but how you eat, but it was cute. I can't think of it. I could picture him saying it too, but I can't picture what he's saying. It's not I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that was interesting though. I'm so hot. It's not because like my air is off. My mom doesn't have it on in the house either because and so it's been so hot, but I have that portable one, but it's just too loud for when I read. I don't want to turn it on. But I have a couple videos actually. Hold on. Let me yeah, something like that. It's something like that, but it's like it's not the size of the ah It's true though. I mean, it doesn't have to be huge. You just you have to know how to use it right. That's all. I mean, it's true. It doesn't need to. So guys, relax if you're not like huge. Just as long as you have something decent to work with, you're good to go. Um, and most people have the right. I mean, I feel like it's probably more rare that people have a really tiny one that can't do the job if they, you know what I'm saying? I think most people probably are equipped enough as long as they know how to use it. uh, motion in the ocean. It's not true. You think size ma No, I mean, Tracy, I don't. Yeah, I do. Oh, you guys don't think that? Big over the put cushion, the better the pushing. Well, head over to Zav, not me. Huh? I don't understand what you guys are saying. Yeah, I mean, I think it's average size, it's fine as long as they know what to do. I prefer average than like big, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm weird, I guess. But that's the thing, I feel like not a lot of people I honestly have never been with anybody that had too small of one. So, I mean, I don't think there's many people that have, like, a really tiny one, is there? I think if you're average, you're fine is what I meant. Like, I just like, yeah, if there's somebody that has a really extremely small one, I just don't is it that common? Maybe it is, I don't know. I just never seen one that small. Everyone I've seen has been just at like, either too big or fine. I like just the average ones, to be honest. That was my point. It's like you don't have to have this big I don't know. I prefer average than big. Um, I don't know. I mean, maybe they did. I'm thinking they did though. I mean, they both were in it. I mean, they both were all about it. He went over, they're both drinking. I think there's a good chance they did, but and then he's all probably freaking um no, we only talked about it like 5 minutes, Sarah. It's not like I think that was like a 5-minute one. Um, yeah, oh, I'm a very aware that there's mostly women in my chat. That's why I talk that's why I do talk about some of the stuff I do talk about. Because if there's a lot of men, they'd probably be like, I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, no, I'm aware there's mostly it's more rare to find a man in the chat. There are a few, but there's like 80% are women. Wait, you think I don't know what that means. I think they just made out. Oh, I thought I read your comment wrong. I thought you said I think they just made it out. Okay, they just made out nothing further than she read it. Yeah. Maybe he's a bad kisser. I don't know. Who freaking knows? I mean, I mean, I think he was looking for some input about thoughts. And I think the reason he didn't he's so insecure that he didn't text her that much because he was thinking she was, you know what I'm saying? He always waits for her to. And then it could just be like, no, she was all very the one she just totally like backed stopped. So yeah, she had to realize she wasn't interested. 'Cause you know what I'm saying? She wouldn't like, then they actually do meet up. She wouldn't have, like, stopped being the way she was with him if she really liked him when they met up, so obviously she didn't, but, um oh, maybe, Laura. I didn't even think about that. Let me find what videos. Let me, I won't watch them all. How long? An hour and a half or 2 hours? Hold on a second. Okay. All right. Hello. Whoa, now I see what I sound like. Okay, let's do these. Let's do these. Okay, what do I want to play? I want to play. Which ones do I? Let me play the ones about more about that first, and then I'll play the other. Hold on. Oh, Sarah, I finally watched that Microdots one. I could play that. Um, I do want to go through. I have the whole footage now. That's like 8 minutes. I do want to go through it myself and look through and like, but he does know people. I don't. Some of the people that Microdots knows. I don't know some of the off people. Like I have no idea. A couple of the people he says he knows. So we could play that, and then maybe, yeah, since that kind of relates to it. But then I do have some other videos. Like I have one where they talk about the missing ring camera, where she talks about it. I have the one where they talk about if they think the prosecution is going to bring in an accident reconstruction and how that could be problematic if they bring it in because they really can't explain, like last year how they explained it. It was just they were almost like stop, like they couldn't really explain it, like because it doesn't make sense. So it's almost like it might not even be a good idea if they do, but they have to because if they don't, like these, they have to explain some way because they have not explained how that happened, and if they don't, that's going to be a problem. Okay, so let me find that Microdots one. I watched it yesterday. Hopefully it'll be in my history. Hold on. I didn't email it to me because I don't know. I wasn't 100% sure I was going to play it, but I might as well because I didn't have time to go through it myself yet. So I think it's appropriate to watch it after we just read the text messages. All right, 1 second. Between him and her. How many you got has that hold on, where's it at? Microdots. I watched a lot of videos. A lot of Karen Read videos. Oh my god. Brian Koberger. Did you see the new video that came out with his? Okay. A little bit of Delphi, a little bit of I listened to the phone calls with Wade. I'm still just keeping up with that since I'm still covering that. Okay, so where are we at? Microdots, where are you? Little Puff Daddy. Oh, here it is. Okay. No, that's not it. Here it is. Okay. 17 minutes. It is pretty good though, because I don't know half the people. So it's just good to point them out. But now that I have the whole footage, I can't wait to go through it myself. All right. Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait, I didn't share or tell me if you guys could hear this. I did share the audio, but I'm not sure if it's still working. Um, let me know if you guys could hear it. This is Microdot's channel. All right. So they go over the waterfall video. All right, here we go. Did you hear the video? I don't want to play the music because he might use a off thing for music that I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have okay to use it.
Time leading up to everyone
I
going
guess
to 34
hopefully I'll be
Fairview.
all right.
Brian Albert, Brian Higgins show up
Can you
drunk
hear?
at the waterfall. They've been drinking in the afternoon. You know about the flirtatious texts that were sent between Karen Reed and Brian. Higgins was clearly pining over Karen, but for her, the flirtation had ran its course. It was done. She was happy and committed to John. You could see that in her actions with John that night. You don't have to guess.
Brian Higgins sees Karen Reed enter the bar.
I didn't know she or John O'Keefe would even be there.
His attention is quickly turned to John O'Keefe approaching. John greets him with a warm embrace, then does the same with Brian Albert. Brian Albert and John show affection by patting each other's backs. Brian Higgins leans in, asking John where they're coming from. John points, indicating they were across the street at C.F. McCarthy's. John sees Karina Kolokithis, prompting him to walk over and say hello with a hug. He also says hello to Nick Kolokithis, and then John walks further towards the bar to greet Matt McCabe. Brian Albert whispers something into Higgins' ear. Higgins smiles back, amused, then glances at John, indicating he is the subject of their conversation. Higgins comments back to Brian Albert, and Brian Albert responds with another whisper. Higgins smiles again at whatever Brian Albert said, and then Nicole Albert returns from the restroom, approaches husband Brian and embraces him from behind, prompting the three to converse quietly to each other. Nicole and Brian Albert speak closely for a time, as Higgins watches. Higgins stands to step away to a more isolated location and signals Brian Albert to follow. He wants to say something that even Nicole shouldn't hear. This may be where the idea to confront John is born. We jump ahead 3 minutes later, and Higgins, Brian Albert and wife Nicole are still positioned on one side of the table away from the rest of the group, almost as if they were spectators sitting in the front row watching a play. Brian Higgins takes a photo. His flash goes off in 3, 2, 1. He appears to have pointed the camera through the gap between Brian and Nicole Albert's backs, across the table, and taken a photo in the direction Karen Reed was standing. We know this because we then...
I just thought of any other case, he would be like not the mistress because they're not married, but he would be like the one, because they're just in denial that they hooked up and they had a thing going on, but that's always the first person that they would go to, is like the person that the other person is cheating on the person with. Like, that's the main person they got to freaking clear. And the fact that they never even like investigated that is bullcrap, because that's usually like the first person they got to clear. Well, that and the girlfriend, the significant other. But if they're cheating on with somebody, like, it would be both of them would be like, that is weird that they just let him go free, and they're playing it off like, oh no, they were never anything. So it doesn't make them look bad that they didn't freaking investigate him, because that is normally one of the first people, is the significant other. And if there's a mistress or somebody they're cheating on, it'd be like them too would be the prime suspects. That's just crazy. Wow. Because, I mean, these texts prove it. They hooked up. They were attracted to each other. They talked. They hooked up. They had a thing going on. And in fact, he was there that night. And that's why I think they're trying to underplay it. And Buchanan was being a jerk, like, Oh no, I don't think he was flirting back, because the minute they admit there's something going on, they screwed up, because that's always the first thing. You have to clear those people first. Like, those are the main people. They didn't even freaking touch him. They didn't even bother him. It's bull crap.
See her return, walking from that area back to John's side. John puts his arm around her and she speaks to Karina and Nick Kolokithis. We continue to see a series of flashes happening on the far side of the table, indicating photos are being taken by the group. Higgins appears to be posing for one between Brian and Nicole. None entered into evidence. Caitlin Albert sits here. Chris Albert stands here, at the left end of the high top. The clock strikes 11 p.m. And 32 minutes later, Higgins, feeling completely ignored, sends a text message to Karen.
When you texted her, well, at Waterfall, she ignored that text too, correct?
Well, that was the only text I sent that night to her, yes.
Okay.
She didn't respond.
That wasn't my question.
What,
My question is, she ignored the text, correct?
well, I don't know if I don't know what her mindset was. If she purposely ignored the text or she didn't see it, I don't know. I didn't read into it.
Did she ignore the text, Mr. Higgins?
I don't know.
Did she respond to the text?
She did not respond.
Got it.
We jump ahead 15 minutes. Higgins checks his phone, growing frustrated that Karen has not responded to his desperate message. John glances at his phone as well to check the time. It's getting late and almost closing. Karen and Jen McCabe converse, appearing friendly and in good spirits. They laugh together. Karen initiates a group hug, putting her right arm around Matt McCabe and her left arm around Jen McCabe. John, however, seems to take a step back. The Bryans are heavily intoxicated and feeling aggressive. They have identified their adversary in John O'Keefe and are acting out their primal rage with a male display of dominance, otherwise known as peacocking. Jen McCabe picks up on it, but unfortunately for Higgins, Karen has her back turned. He has absolutely no idea how to get the attention from her he so desperately desires. In fact, when he realizes that he's not in her field of view, he seems to end the display. For now.
She actually positioned herself away from you at the other end of the table on the opposite side in the corner. Isn't that right?
Jen and Matt McCabe hold Karen in prolonged embrace. However, what's strange is they never once mentioned to her that there's an after party at Brian's house. For Karen, at least, there's a surprise in store. Meanwhile, John has taken notice of the Bryans. Higgins, humiliated, needs validation from Brian that he's powerful. He has worth. Higgins and Brian continue their private conversation, able to speak more freely since no one is close. If not planning, they were likely exchanging toxic ideas, building animosity towards John, who doesn't seem to be fully in on the joke quite yet. Higgins is feeling insecure and less than. Jen McCabe continues to speak to John and Karen, with Matt standing out of view to the far right. Karen would be forgiven for believing these people are her friends. At first, I considered this may be when Jen McCabe invited John and Karen to 34 Fairview for the after-party, but then I recalled this.
I said, can we make sure we're welcome here? Nobody extended the invite to me. I didn't hear the invite extended to you.
So when, exactly, was John invited? And for what purpose was he to be there? Here comes Chris Albert entering the vicinity of Brian and Higgins. Karen chats with Brian and Chris Albert, but her eyes never find Higgins. Imagine the storm of emotions he must be weathering, standing just inches away from the woman who has consumed his thoughts for weeks. She's right there, so close, yet he is helplessly bound by his own fear, unable to utter a single word. There's nothing more excruciating than being invisible to the one you desire most. Karina has her jacket on. She says goodbye and hugs John for the last time. She then tells her husband Nick that she just needs to say goodbye to Karen before they leave. Higgins is frozen like a deer, hoping not to be noticed, his body oriented towards Brian Albert's back, staring blankly into the side of his head. An inferno of anger, frustration, and embarrassment swirls inside of him, growing exponentially with every passing second. She didn't reply to the text message I sent over an hour ago. She hasn't said hello to me. She hasn't even acknowledged my existence. How could she do this to me? I told her I wanted the real deal. Isn't that what women want?
I don't know where she was all night, no.
Did
I
that
don't know.
upset you that she ignored you or didn't pay attention to you?
I did not feel ignored and didn't upset me at all.
But it bothered you enough to send her a text, didn't it? What the hell, Karen? What about me?
Karen and Karina are saying goodnight. The Bryans continue their performance of alpha dominance, lesser calculated strategy, and more.
This cracks me up. What is going on? So you guys know it's Brian Albert, Brian Higgins, then you have Chris Albert. Brian Albert and Brian Higgins are the ones really like fighting, and he's behind him holding him like this. What? Oh my god. Hey guys, that's not how you're gonna get Karen to notice you, Brian. Sorry, you already lost that chance. Oh my god, it's too funny. But I tell you, this camera makes everybody smushed and look like they're just like smushed down. Because look how wide Karen looked, and Karen is so skinny. Like it's making people it's making them look a lot wider than they are. It's actually kind of funny. It makes people look kind of funny. Yeah, abdominal thrusting. Buchanan said, I don't know the Heimlich or abdominal thrusting. Instead of just like admitting what it was, but he had like, that sounds worse. What is going on here? Oh my god, I can't.
A mirror of their restless and intoxicated psychological states. Brian likes to fight when he's drinking, and Higgins has been outmatched. Humiliated by a taller, better-looking, much more charming man who doesn't even seem completely aware yet of the dynamics in play. A haunting moment occurs when John and Higgins lock eyes in 3, 2, 1. John must sense now that something is off. Is it just that Higgins has had one drink too many? Or is John beginning to piece it together, understanding what this is really about?
And then there's that sparring and fighting that he and Brian Albert were engaged in. Of all the things they could be doing, this is what they were doing just minutes before John O'Keefe walked into that house at 34 Fairview.
The bar is closing in 5 minutes. It's last call, and John offers to buy them a final drink. They decline. Notice here how kind and reserved John appears, smiling and being respectful, while the Bryans are sloppy and have clearly lost control of their faculties. John watches as Brian and Higgins can't
Wait.
Remember,
Oh,
this was their state as they waited for John to walk into 34 Fairview just moments later.
I can't.
They
Hold on.
felt invincible,
Where is it?
but in reality were barely able to stay.
I was trying to put it. Dude, did Brian, when he went to hug him, was he like put his hand on his butt? What is going on here? He like hugged him and he like put his hand on his butt. Let me rewind it. Like, what is going on? Look. What is going on? hug, and it's like they go to hug, and he has his hand on his butt. What is going on here? It's too much. Watch.
John watches as Brian and Higgins can't seem to keep their hands off each other. Remember, this was their state as they waited for John to walk into 34 Fairview just moments later. They felt invincible, but in reality were barely able to stand. It's easy to see how John might have overpowered them, perhaps pushing them to take drastic measures, or causing a third person to jump in and help. After all, no one can be allowed to beat up an Albert in his own home. That simply cannot happen, especially by a lower-ranking fellow Boston cop like John. Chris Albert hugs Caitlin since he's not going to the after party with everyone else, and the rest of the Alberts head towards the door, including Higgins. Chris Albert forcibly grabs Higgins by the arm, telling him to stop with the taunting. Higgins looks at Brian for the okay. Chris and Higgins look to Brian. It's fine. Brian allows Higgins to continue. Chris raises his arms and gestures that it's too out in the open, with people watching. But whatever Brian says goes, and Higgins continues. Now, Higgins makes 3 attempts to get John's attention. The first 2 times, John wasn't looking. The third time Higgins waves his arms and yells, John gets the message and appears to acknowledge it. I believe Higgins was yelling, "We need to have a talk. Go to Fairview."
And you didn't say goodbye to John, correct?
I don't think I said goodbye to anybody.
And you didn't talk to him about coming over to 34 Fairview.
No.
Brian Higgins, however, you can see in his actions, he wasn't quite so satisfied and he wasn't done.
How would you describe sort of the general sort of tone or demeanor within the group at the waterfall that night?
It was fine. Everyone's just having a good time.
So no arguments, anything like that?
No, not at all.
Chris Albert knows exactly what was said between Brian Albert, Higgins, and John. And interestingly enough, he decided to walk home instead of attending the after party with everyone else. Karen is still chatting with Karina and doesn't notice any of what had just transpired. We jump ahead to 12:10, and it's time for everyone to leave the establishment. From what we can see, John has been standing alone, conversing with no one, since the outbursts from Higgins 12 minutes ago. What was on his mind? What was he thinking about?
That's when Jennifer McCabe went up to Karen and said, "You're coming with me." And she grabbed her, she put her arm around her and she said in front of me, "Hey, you come with me. We're gonna, and then Karen said, "Where are we going?" And Jen said, it doesn't matter. It'll be a surprise."
Was it a surprise or a secret? Jen McCabe, Karina, and Karen Reed exit first. Chris knows Higgins and Brian stormed out, so what is he still doing here? Is he discussing it with John, coaxing him to go there and talk to them? Chris Albert heads to the men's room, using it before the walk home. John stands alone, with just Matt and Nick left chatting in the corner. He decides it's time to go and walks out of the waterfall bar for the last time. Whatever John thought was up with the Bryans, he kept to himself.
You texted John O'Keefe, "You coming here?"
I did.
And that had 3 question marks behind it, correct?
Yes.
A few minutes after receiving that text, John was severely beaten and would be dead in a matter of hours. There's certainly motive for Higgins to want to harm John. But what about Brian Albert? Why would he harbor negative feelings towards him? John and Brian Albert were both Boston police officers at the time, and Albert allegedly has a history of violence against other officers, perhaps because he was high-ranking and knew he had power over them. There were never consequences, not for Brian. If he had an issue with John, he may have wanted to address it, cop to cop, and put John back in line. But what issue could he have had with John? Asking that question I remembered something that was said during the trial. John wanted to know if one specific person would be at the waterfall before he agreed to come. And now I'm asking myself why. I leave you with this.
What, if any, communication do you recall in regard to who was there or who was going to be there?
With Mr. O'Keefe?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think at some point he said, who's there? And I said, my brother Brian. I said, Brian. And he said, your brother Brian? I said, yeah, Brian and Brian Higgins are there. And he said, where's your brother Kevin? And I said, I have no clue.
Was there tension in John's relationship with Kevin that could have upset the Alberts, requiring an intervention from Brian?
We've been hearing that, like, the Colin thing, that Colin had a problem with him too. So it's like, I don't know. Colin Albert, like, because he was his neighbor, and what did we read the other day? He was throwing beer cans in his yard or something. I don't know. So I don't know. Now, if he did get beat up, I don't think it was premeditated as far as murder, like, let's murder this guy. I think what could have happened is it got out of hand, or like it was like he fell back and hit his head on something. They were just trying to fight him. He fell back, hit his head. It was basically, gonna die. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I feel like it's like that. It's not like they're like, we're gonna kill him, we're gonna beat him up, and then things got out of hand and maybe something happened. All it would take is, like, if he did fall back and hit his head on something bad, and we know he had a big thing on the back of his head, and it could have been a complete accident, and then the dog jumped in the middle and bit his arm. So do I think they tried to murder him? No, but I could see them wanting to fight him. So, and it turned into something like that. So yeah. And then let me play. Which one do I want to play? Oh, here's a video. I was just messing around on Facebook, and I saw this here. This is an ex of John's that now is friends with Karen. Oh, I hope this music isn't going to get me.
We had a first date, and he was just such a gentleman, walked me home, and just really, really kind. He was like a magnet. Everybody wanted to be around him and hang out with him. And he was just very, very friendly, very generous. Always was like the first to pick up, a bill or just help somebody out. We dated for about 6 months. I didn't really stay up to date with what he was doing. I checked into my Airbnb in Florida, and my phone was ringing nonstop. My texts were going off, and I look at my phone, and one of my friends was like, "Did you hear about John O'Keefe? He died." And I was just like, what? So I had to kind of watch everything unfold on the TV, and which led me to believe that, they're saying Karen Read did this.
Investigators say O'Keefe had been out in the cold for some time before his body was found.
Karen Read of Mansfield brought into Stoughton District Court Wednesday, charged in connection with the death of her boyfriend, veteran Boston police officer John O'Keefe.
I did not know Karen. After the funeral and just various news stories would come out throughout the year, I was like, all this noise, I want to see for myself. So I reached out to the courts and I said, I dated John O'Keefe, and I was wondering if I could get a copy of the court paperwork so I can read what happened for myself. So I read everything, pages and pages, and I'm like, nothing is making sense here. I'm picturing, okay, I'm dropping him off at this house. He gets out of the car. He doesn't have a coat on, which I was like, yep, that's John. John never wanted to wear a coat. He's not going to stay outside. It's freezing out. It's a blizzard. Why would he just stand outside? And then I'm thinking of all these allegations that she attacked him. And I'm just picturing it. I'm playing the scene in my head over and over again. I was just more putting myself in her shoes, as if I was the one dropping him off that night. Nothing was adding up. And then the more I was watching every news story, I was seeing what was going on online and the stories coming out. And I was like, I don't think she hit him. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I just wrote her a message on Facebook and I said, hi, Karen. I don't know if you know me or not, but I used to date John, and I think I dated him right before you. And I just want to say that I don't think you did it, and I support you. And she wrote me back. Ever since then, we just became closer and closer. After I had connected with her, I went to one of her hearings, and I sat behind her and in show of my support. And it was the hearing that she spoke on the courthouse steps.
I tried to save his life. I tried to save his life at 6 a.m. I was covered in his blood. I was the only one trying to save his life.
And then ever since then, we've become closer, and now I attend the hearings with her and drive to the hearings with her. It just seemed to me that she didn't really have a ton of support from people that really knew John and really was close with John. So I just wanted it to be known that I had her back and I was going to be there for her.
I was like, is that really a dog? I mean, we couldn't.
Okay, so let me see what else I got for you. I have a couple more videos I want to play. Oh, this is a quick video where they ask if they're going to call Proctor. It's really quick, but you know how we've been wondering if they're going to call, if they think the state's going to call him, and then they ask him if the defense is going to call him. I don't know why everything always is on mute to start off with on Facebook, and then you have to turn it on. It's weird.
Karen, do you think they're going to call Trooper Proctor or not?
Nope.
Will the defense?
TBD.
Don't know. I think they will.
Karen, do you think they're going to call Trooper Proctor?
Not the state. I think the defense will. Okay. I wish the state would. Okay, so that's that. Let's see what else I got. I just like every time I see one that I want to show you, I send them my email. Send it to my email.
I can tell you that.
Oh, this is from. This is from last year, but I don't know why. I must have thought it was kind of interesting to have sent it to myself. I can't remember what they say in it, but this is from a year ago. So it's when the last trial was going on.
I can tell you that John O'Keefe and Karen Read were out drinking that night at 2 bars with friends and neighbors. Now, the ones who've testified so far remember that he was drinking beer and she was drinking vodka. None remembers a relationship on the rocks. John O'Keefe and Karen Read greeted each other with a hug and kiss as they met up at C.F. McCarthy's pub that night in 2022.
There didn't seem to be any tension between them and C.F. McCarthy's. Is that right?
Not that I recall.
The prosecution has said the couple argued that night and that Read ended up backing into O'Keefe with her SUV. But witness after witness testified they saw no trouble, not at C.F. McCarthy's and not at another bar called The Waterfall, where O'Keefe and Read went next.
It seemed like they were quite lovey-dovey at that point.
In fact, Karina Kolakidis said Read kept praising O'Keefe for taking responsibility for his orphan niece and nephew.
She also wished that some of the family members would step up and help out a little bit more because he took all the burden on himself.
Also at the Waterfall that night, Brian Albert and Brian Higgins, whom the defense has tried to implicate in O'Keefe's death. In the video, Albert and Higgins seem to be play fighting. The video also shows O'Keefe and Read leaving the Waterfall bar, and as they do, O'Keefe appears to have something in his hand. Did John O'Keefe leave that bar with a glass in his hand?
I think so. Yeah, I think he did.
Is that the same glass found at the scene?
I don't know. That's up to the Commonwealth to prove, right?
Now, you'll remember that yesterday, the prosecutors, the Commonwealth, unveiled a partially shattered cocktail glass that was found next to O'Keefe's body the next day. They seem to be building a case that he was holding that glass when he was allegedly hit.
Okay. What else?
Jurors in
I don't know. Let's play what I got. I can't remember which is which. What they talk about for what, but let's
Karen Read's murder trial heard witnesses describe John O'Keefe's last night alive. Now, this case has played out pretty slowly so far, but new at 6,
This is
WBC's
last year,
Christina
too.
Rex has learned that a key witness is going to be taking the stand tomorrow.
Jurors got a look at the body language between Karen Read and John O'Keefe just hours before his death in 2022. This shot from inside CF McCarthy's in Canton when Karen arrived while John drank beers with buddies. Friends there testified to their demeanor.
Before Mr. O'Keefe's passing, would you describe their interactions to be normal and caring and affectionate?
Yes.
Then surveillance inside the Waterfall Bar and Grill in Canton, where the couple met up with more friends.
I noticed the opposite.
Describe that.
They were affectionate toward each other, loving toward each other, and to the point where my wife even made a comment, why are you not like that with me?
Inside the waterfall with them, fellow Boston police officer Brian Albert, who owns 34 Fairview Road, the Canton home where the group ended up going after, and where O'Keefe was later found dead outside. Defense attorneys showed more surveillance in their cross-examination, like this shot of Brian Albert and ATF agent Brian Higgins seemingly play fighting in the bar before the after party. Remember, the defense claims O'Keefe died in a fight rather than being hit by Karen's car. The bartender who served the group also testified.
Nobody really seemed highly intoxicated to you, correct?
No. The defense thinks that tussle video paints a different picture of the night.
I mean, it speaks for itself. It's two guys
Roughhousing.
grappling, sparring, looking like they're fighting, practicing fighting techniques. You tell me.
And while jurors did get to hear from many friends who were out with the couple that night, they've yet to hear from any witnesses who were actually at the house at 34 Fairview Road. That could change tomorrow. Karen Read's defense attorney tells me Chris Albert is next to take the stand.
Okay. What one was that? I gotta unstart it. Hold on. Must already did it. Okay, what is this one? Oh, here's the one about the inverted.
This was some sort of innocent mix-up. The expert we spoke with says this video incident has dealt a big blow to the prosecution's credibility.
It was misleading.
Northeastern law professor Daniel Medwed is talking about the video the prosecutor showed this week to jurors in the Karen Read murder trial.
I testified that this is a accurate scene.
The video shows Read's SUV being pulled into the Canton Police Department after it had been seized as evidence.
The jurors may have felt a little bit tricked or deceived.
That's because the prosecutor never mentioned that the video was inverted, showing the driver's side, not the passenger side. That's important because prosecutors say Read's passenger side taillight was damaged by this point after she had allegedly backed into John O'Keefe and killed him.
Somebody wanted that video to be inverted.
My instinct is it was probably a mistake.
Medwed says prosecutors probably didn't notice the video was inverted, not until the defense attorney pointed out some writing in the video is reversed. Medwed says intentionally deceiving a jury would be risky for the prosecutor's career and for the case if it was exposed.
Why would the prosecution take this risk?
Here's the video after we have uninverted it. There does appear to be a person near the passenger side taillight. And the defense says that's Trooper Michael Proctor, whom they've accused of intentionally breaking the taillight to try to frame Karen Read. Proctor has yet to testify.
How he holds up on direct and cross-examination may very well make or break this case.
Professor Medwed says watch for prosecutor Adam Lally to try to come up with some sort of explanation for why the video was switched when he continues his questioning on Monday.
David, you've been there from the beginning. Any sense on how long it's going to take, when it might end?
We got a big clue from
I'm on broke. That was last year. So sorry, I'm playing some from last year just because I don't know. I've been just trying to watch them and then. All right, so let me play this one right here. This one's interesting.
So one of the mysteries that still remains about this case is missing ring videos from John O'Keefe's home.
There's Ring camera video from like 11:30 the night before on the 28th when Michael Camerano comes to the house to pick up his daughter. And there's Ring camera video the next time at 5:07 a.m. when Karen Read is leaving. If you do natural math, there's a point in time when Karen Read comes home and puts her car in the garage in between those two time periods, but there's no Ring camera footage of that.
We know the Ring video had to be deleted because at 12:41, I leave a voicemail to John where you can clearly hear me pull into John's garage. You can hear my car sensors beeping as I come close to the sides of the garage door. Beep, 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 beep. And then you hear the car go off, and then you hear the sled ding, ding, ding as I open the door, shut the door. I had high heels on that night. You hear me walk in, in through the stairs up into the kitchen, shut the door, and you hear me walk into the kitchen. It's like a full minute long. That's at 12:41. But the Ring video of me arriving home is mysteriously missing. The prosecution is accusing me of deleting the Ring, and we're accusing them.
The O'Keefe family believes that when they did this was when Karen got home from the hospital with her dad.
There was certainly some evidence in this trial that Karen Read got home and had gone up to John O'Keefe's bedroom.
And if you know, about how long were they in the upstairs area of the house?
I would say 10 to 15 minutes.
Karen Read had access to the computer in the bedroom, so there's a possibility or an inference that she could have deleted Ring footage that she didn't believe was favorable to her.
So this would have been the time that Ms. Read, the defendant, arrived with her family from the hospital as well?
Correct.
Why am I deleting these videos? If anything, I mean, I want the video when I arrive home to show that my taillight's intact. I don't know that it would have captured it, but it could have. They wouldn't want that video in because it would show my taillight's intact. So who has a greater incentive to delete the video?
Sorry, I wanted to remove that. I was afraid the next video would play and it would blow out my it still will blow out my ears because I'll hear it, but because most likely at court TV is always the next one for some reason that plays. I hate it. Okay, so let me see here. Their intros are so loud. Okay, here's the video I was watching about the prosecution. Hold on. Wait, we can't watch it all. Shoot, that's 45 minutes. But it goes over about... Hey, hold on a second. Let me see if there's a chapter of that one. Just give me 1 minute. I think I'll be able to... Tipping the scales. It might be right. Hold on, guys. I don't know. Hopefully it's not, we can just watch a part of it because I wanted you to see the part where it talks about them, the guy's opinion, if like about the state calling like a Reconstruction person for themselves and how crappy it was last year because it's hard to like, it just doesn't make sense of what his injuries to fit with where he was found, his injuries, and to fit with the evidence, like, or with her hitting him. So it's hard.
To the stand this morning for more cross-examination. Week 3 of Read's retrial is closing in, and we're learning more about John O'Keefe's final movements. Let's take a look at that with Court TV anchor Ted Rowlands. He's reporting on the Commonwealth's cell phone timeline.
Prosecutors in the case against Karen Read told the jury to look at John O'Keefe's cell phone for evidence of what happened the night he died. The location data, his movements recorded by a health app, and his cell phone battery temperature. According to the Commonwealth's timeline, Read and O'Keefe arrived at 34 Fairview Road and parked near a flagpole at about 12:24 a.m.
At 24 minutes and 38 seconds is the first record that shows a speed of 0 meters per second.
Karen Read and John O'Keefe allegedly stayed in the car for several minutes, while Jen McCabe texted O'Keefe from inside the home.
John O'Keefe was in that car, that Lexus, and didn't move because his healthcare data is not moving. At 12:31, 56, he begins to move. He will have 20 seconds before he falls.
Prosecutors say cell phone evidence shows that John O'Keefe got out of the car, looked at a text from Jen McCabe, and then put the phone back in his pocket.
At 31 minutes and 56 seconds, we start the health event that shows 36 steps were taken. The message, pull behind me, is read. 32 minutes and 9 seconds, the message's application is closed. And the device is locked for the last time.
Prosecutors allege John O'Keefe's phone shows that seconds after he got out of Karen Read's vehicle, she backed into him and left him in the snow. Their evidence? John O'Keefe's movements stop and his phone begins to drop in temperature.
32 minutes and 16 seconds, the 36-step health event is ending. 37 minutes past midnight, battery temperature has dropped to 72 Fahrenheit. 43 minutes past midnight, the battery temperature has now dropped to 66 degrees Fahrenheit.
Investigators say O'Keefe's cell phone was in his back pocket while he lay in the snow, and by 1:15 a.m., its battery had plummeted to 50 degrees. Prosecutors say when he was found and moved, the cold air hit the phone and it dropped again to 37 degrees.
Then you're now at 6:14 and it's 37 degrees?
Yeah, you're correct. This is the coldest temperature recorded.
So this morning, we are talking about the data in this case. The electronic data is so important, not just the phone, but also the data from Karen Read's SUV. And last year, this is the man who helped the Commonwealth share that information with the jury. This time around, they have a PhD, a Dr. Judson Welcher, who's going to be testifying. But we're asking the question, will the Commonwealth this time around also call Trooper Paul? He faced some scrutiny, especially on how he was handled on cross-examination. Let's take a look back at one of those moments.
So the taillight in this case was shattered when it was struck John O'Keefe's arm.
Exactly what part of his arm?
Based on what I saw for his injuries, was from the upper part of his arm down.
Was his arm out and it just struck the arm like a hinge? Was it in front of him? You did the reconstruction?
It looked
sure is exactly how his body was positioned when he was struck by that.
So it looks like his arm was more kind of like this, if I can try to get that.
All right, let's bring in our guests who are here to discuss criminal defense attorneys and former prosecutors, both of them. So good to see these two, David Bruno and Joe Tamarino. Thank you both for joining us. David, let me start with you. Do you think the Commonwealth should call Trooper Paul when they do have another accident reconstructionist expert who we expect to testify?
Oh, Hank Brennan's coming in with a different presentation. We may not see a proctor. We may not see the accident reconstructionist, because both of them are liabilities for the Commonwealth without a doubt. So as far as, Paul, he could possibly be replaced with that PhD if all of his testimony was of expert opinion, because expert opinions really are just reviewing the evidence and coming to their own opinions based on the evidence. And really, he got rocked on a number of things on speculation, including specifically the flying through the air 30 feet, the body of John O'Keefe. So if Hank Brennan can, he certainly will try to avoid Trooper Paul for that reason, because they did in the first trial. The defense did a great job on cross-examination. It was one of the highlights of their attacks. And certainly him and Proctor would be the best way to go about it by Hank Brennan, by avoiding those two witnesses.
Oh, David, you brought up a good moment from the last trial. That was that cross-examination, the flying through the air where Alan Jackson said, was it like a pirouette? Oh, when it comes to John O'Keefe's body in the air and trying to visualize that, what do you think, Joe? Should they bring in Trooper Paul as well, or should they just stick with their expert who's going to be a little bit removed? He is going to not have looked at this evidence until after the first trial versus a trooper who would have been more closely connected to the scene.
Thanks for having me on, Julia. No, I don't think they're going to call Paul. I mean, he was disastrous in the first trial. And I think it's better to have a new expert because not only do you get to view all of the evidence that originally was there, but you get the benefit of reviewing the first trial. I'm sure this expert went over what Paul said in the first trial. I'm sure he watched segments of it on TV. I'm sure he's looking at the transcript. So he's in a way better position. And this is just another example of Mr. Brennan doing just a totally better job than the first time with Mr. Lilly as a prosecutor. I mean, Brennan's changed everything up. The way he started the trial with Mr. Nuttall as a first responder, that was great. The way he's not calling Proctor, that was great. The way he puts in evidence like all the clothing and the plexiglass, that was great. He's doing so many things much better.
Oh, yeah, the clothing and the plexiglass, that's one of my first times even seeing evidence being presented to a jury like that, almost like it's in a museum, but I think it is helpful for the jury to see it that way. Let's take a look back, though, at some of what Trooper Paul did tell the jury the first time around, because we are going to hear that at some point, whether it's through Paul or through Felcher. Let's listen.
So the vehicle was traveling in reverse.
And how fast was the vehicle traveling and over what distance?
The vehicle traveled up to 24 miles per hour and approximately 62 feet.
What, if anything, occurred then?
The right rear of the Lexus struck the pedestrian, John O'Keefe.
And post-collision, what, if anything, occurred with regard to Mr. O'Keefe?
Mr. O'Keefe was projected forward and to the left along the front yard of 34 Fairview Road.
David, let's talk about these details because this is where some people get stuck. We have a reverse motion. There is a triggering event in this CDR box or black box from the SUV of Karen Read. 24 miles per hour, 60 feet traveled. What do you think jurors are going to have in their heads when they hear that? Does it sound plausible to you?
Well, look, putting the Read vehicle in reverse is a good fact for the prosecutor, without a doubt. The problem becomes the lack of damage on the vehicle. It is limited to the lens, the covering glass or plastic of the taillight. And then the projection, like I said, this 30 feet plus projection of the victim. And that's where it gets a little gray. And that's where Trooper Paul had most of his problems because that's really speculation. I mean, Jackson did a great job in the first trial of really laying out where the plastic was found and then where the body was found and then tying him in that way. So I agree with Joe in the sense that the next expert coming in is going to be ready for the attacks. It already appears that they're trying to clean up the problem areas. Specifically, we saw it just recently, too, with the Google searches of Jennifer McCabe. The 227, that's a tab that was started at 227. That's not the actual search. That was later after 6 a.m. Hank Brennan knows where he's got to clean up. And certainly this speculation about the flight as well as the lack of damage to the car and those injuries to the arm are going to be an area that the defense is going to attack and Brennan's going to be possibly ready to explain.
Yeah, those injuries are a big issue because
I am so nervous because what if he can't? I don't think so because I can't find any possible thing that could create those injuries besides a dog, or I don't know. I'm interested because I mean, that's true. He knows the problem areas and he's going to do his best to try to find an answer for those. And I am so nervous to see what he's going to bring because they haven't brought any of the technical stuff yet. So he's saving that all for last, which so I don't know if they shoot, I missed it. I don't know if this is the video they were talking about how that could be actually a good idea of saving that for last. I don't know, man. I'm kind of interested to see what are they gonna say, you know? How, because I'm still waiting for a visual on how to picture it. Because I still don't know from last trial, because I didn't really watch the technical people last trial. I feel like I didn't watch the explanation. I just watched the hot witnesses or whatever. But so I don't know. I don't know how they say. I'm still confused. Right now I have her parked on the side of the road right here. I'll show you. And I'm still waiting for them to explain what happened. This is the last place that they put her. Because trust me, I am a very visual person. So this is where they left Karen for everybody, for the jury in this trial. Because remember, they didn't see the first trial. So this is where she is right now. And they have not shown what happens now. She is right here about, I would say, close, like her front end is probably maybe right here, but she's turned, because remember, there has to be another car behind her. Remember, and then she moves up a little bit. So remember, Ryan Nagel pulls behind her, but then he also says that she may have moved up a little bit. So I'm guessing her car is right here, facing this way, and that's where they left her. They have not explained what happens yet. So they have a lot of explaining to do. That's the last we heard of where she was. The dome light was on. Ryan was passing her. Dome light on. Can't see John on the passenger side, and she's just up right here. Or wait, God, I can't get in that exact spot I want. I'm trying to put her where she would be looking. I feel like she's up a little bit further, right here. And remember, he was found right here next to the flagpole. So for her to be, do you know how it takes a little bit of time to get to 24 miles per hour? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it would take half a row. I mean, it takes a minute for you to get from 0 to 24 miles per hour. You have to be, I mean, it takes a minute. So if she's right here, okay, obviously something happens. Does that black box show her pull forward then backward? And how much forward does it show her pulling? Because I don't know these details. Because if they're saying she just pulls a little bit and then backwards, then that makes no sense, because he's over here. I don't know. I'm waiting to see what the heck happens. But think about it. Go in your car and try to go from 0 to 24. You're going to be I could be wrong, not unless you gun it. I mean, but that means she would have had to pull up far enough for her to back up far enough 24 miles per hour. They're saying in reverse 24 miles per hour. So for her back end to be either hitting them this way or this way, it has to be, I don't know, but she has to be somewhere, not right here on the side of the road. She has to be far enough up somewhere where she's able to back up at 24 miles per hour. So the only thing I could picture, this is what I'm picturing here, and I could be wrong because somebody said there's a 3-point turn. I don't know. But this is what I was picturing so far from what I've been told. And that's all I know is from what the trial, if I'm going by what the trial told me this time, this is what I picture her. She's sitting, waiting in the car. She drops John off, starts pulling forward, starts driving up, and then decides, I don't know, just scenario, no, I'm going back, reverses back, and he's still sitting there maybe with his glass. And this just hypothetically, just their side, if I'm to picture some thing that could happen, he's just sitting there waiting because he's no, and he starts coming back after her, where are you going? I want to come. She goes off mad because they were fighting, and he's just sitting there in the yard no. And then she backs up, bam, and hits him because he's just standing there, maybe even walking towards her, walking a little bit, where are you going? And then she backs back up and hits him. Accident, maybe. If it happened, I'm saying I definitely think it's an accident if it happened. I'm not saying that happened, but that's what I'm picturing. That's what I'm picturing that it had to have happened, right? For her, she had to have been driving away, and then decides to go back and backs up. Because 24 miles an hour, maybe here she could get 24 miles an hour if she goes up about this far and starts backing up. Yeah, if she goes real fast and hits the pow, yeah, she probably could. I don't know though. 20, yeah, maybe. And just backs up and then bam. I don't know. I don't know. Those injuries just don't make sense. But yeah, I'm anxious to see how they're going to explain it, because that's where they left her, and they have not explained anything yet. But that's coming. I mean, they have to, because they don't have a chance if they can't explain something. Because they have the injuries left to explain and what happened, like the reconstruction or whatever of what happened. So those are probably the things that are coming this week, right? No, I'm not saying I buy it either, but I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to see what could be a possible scenario. And I'm not saying it happened, because the injuries aren't matching that, but that matches the 24 miles per hour, where her car was, and him flying back, hitting his head, and flying back to the flagpole. But it doesn't match the injuries, no. But what if the dog they'd let the dog out to pee or something? I think somebody even mentioned that, not in that context, but then last week I started thinking about it in that context. Like, what if he was already down, hit his head, unconscious, and they let the dog out to pee, the dog bites him, so that explains the marks. But it doesn't explain the black eyes, though. And so the black eyes, that doesn't explain that then. So none of it, I don't know. Oh, look at this, guys. I found this hilarious on Facebook. Hold on a second. Where is it? I gotta show you. Hold on. Somebody put that on Facebook. I identify as Cora now. I don't know why that cracks me up. Oh my god. And then somebody put this up. Look at that. Buchanan dictionary, since he didn't know what any of those words were. Stop and Shop bag. Smart milk. I don't get the smart milk one. What's the smart milk? Oh, maybe it's just a joke. I don't know, but I don't know who did it. It was on Facebook. Is that not hilarious? Oh my god, he's a cute little baby face. It's so cute in a way. It's like, did you the Stop and Shop bags? No, they needed to have the solo cups. Shoot. Look at his little hands. He's got baby hands. Oh, they're cute. No, I just thought that was hilarious. What else did I find there? Yeah, I found this. Would I use this for the thumbnail? But I found that picture of John and Brian Higgins. This is interesting. What else? Brian. Who's that? Or I don't know who that is. That guy looks familiar, but I feel like I should know who that is, but I don't. But this is Brian Higgins. And then these other pictures I forgot to show the other day when I wanted to show them. When I did the 911 call, I found all these pictures. I wanted to show them but like Jen McCabe pictures that, damn, who knows Mr. Ed had, oh, that's not nice. I forgot what that said. But no. Oh, this. Look how young, best looking. That must be her maiden name, Jennifer Weeks. But it was this. Wait, no. I don't remember which one I wanted to show. I guess none of these are really that. There's Colin, Albert. Haha, Mikey's making me shotgun, sorry. Oh, this is that night, January 28th. You get me now, if easier. Okay, I'm driving people home now. That's at 11:35. Word, get me after. KK, here. That's 12:10. Somebody says here. Okay. And then it's the next, February 20th. On Zoom, are you going to, Willis? Let's go if it's your birthday. I don't know. And then, what's this? Oh, that's Albert. Colin, right? And then, who's that? Why does that guy look familiar? I don't know. I don't know who everybody is. I just know like this is Chris Albert. That's Colin. That's his dad. I don't know who that is. This is Turtle Boy with Jen McCabe and Matt McCabe. Oh my God. He's in their face. Oh, this was interesting. This was supposedly, she said it was Jen McCabe's attorney, which I don't know who, I guess it's her attorney that messaged Turtle Boy, said, "You do a great job, much respect. You create Karen's innocence. No one else created and showed." And he said, Turtle Boy says, "Well, thank you. But I think her attorneys have done a great job too." And this guy says, "I agreed. I know Dave Yannetti well, great guy and an attorney, but make no mistake, you have created this more than reasonable doubt. You are an incredible investigative reporter, not kissing your butt." Remember, now Jen is suing him, right? And this is the attorney, right, that's against him because of Jen. He's Jen's attorney, right? I think. I don't know. That's crazy. What a small world. Well, that's all I got for you. I want to go through that waterfall video. Well, we could watch it all. Here's the whole thing. Here's like the whole thing that Court TV had. I want to put it in my editor and see if I could, zoom in at different parts, but here's the whole thing that, well, at least it's out there. It's like 8 minutes long. It's very interesting though, because Brian Higgins is definitely trying to get Karen's attention. And even that fighting, he's just like trying to show off, get her attention, and she doesn't look. And then, I don't know. I just wish, I wish I knew. It's driving me nuts. And Karen I don't think she ever even looks at him or looks his way. She totally ignores him. But I don't know why, when I was watching that Microdots video, like when he kept like talking about John and zooming into John, and I keep thinking like, it seemed like John was like thinking, like, is he a thinker maybe? I don't know. It just kept seeming like he was just sitting back, like watching everything. And it made me feel like he was way more aware of everything than what people probably realized maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. I was just getting the feeling that he was sitting there very aware of like Brian Higgins and what he was doing, and then like about him and Karen, and just then watching everybody. I don't know. It was weird. It was like almost like I felt bad for him, because it was like that they were all against him, and he was very aware of that. And then it's like, why did he go? Like, why did he want to go there? But maybe to just try to, make it okay, because I don't know. And the fact that, like, in that interview where Karen says how she wanted to make sure she was invited, and that she says that she tells John that they didn't even invite you. But I mean, she probably didn't know that Brian Higgins was brought John, and maybe she didn't know Jen McCabe was texting them. I don't know, but like, you know what I'm saying? It just goes along with her story of she wanted to make sure that she was welcome, because she didn't even hear them invite John, let alone invite Karen. She is probably, I think what happened is they were probably just talking about it, like, oh, they were going over to the Albert's house, but probably nobody actually invited them personally. So she's probably like, when she drove them over, she's probably like, can you make sure we're welcome? Because like nobody actually really invited us, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll go through this sometime, and I'll try to like zoom in and find some spots. But let me see what else I got. Even though I don't even know if there's anything else to find. But if there is, I'll find it. No, I'm just joking. There might be a limit to how much you could really find because of the quality and that stupid time thing that's so in the way that makes me mad. That's like the Watts bushes. The Watts case is bushes. This timestamp. Okay. What's this? Oh, here's some shorts that I was gonna play. Well, I might as well just play them now. Let's see what this one.
So did you drive your car into John?
I did not drive my car into John. Didn't reverse it. Did not hit John with my car.
Is there any chance this was an accident?
There's zero chance this was an accident. There was zero chance John was hit by a vehicle.
You're tired of it. You've spent so much.
No, I'm not tired of it. I hate answering it because I feel like I'm being so scrutinized. Like, did she blink 3 times or twice? And did she like smirk or look to the right or down and up and left and whatever? And like, it just feels so fake, even though it's true. I rather like explain everything else. And like, I did not hit John with my car. Like, I can't make it sincere enough. I hate saying it.
So.
All right, let's see. I'll play the rest. Let's see. Willing to testify.
One day left. How do you feel about their case against you?
How do I feel about their case against me?
Yeah.
There is no case against me.
After 8 weeks.
After 8 weeks, it's smoke and mirrors, and it's going through my private life and trying to contrive a motive that was never there.
Have you thought about what it would be like to be on the witness stand yourself?
Yeah, I have. I'd like to fill in some holes and correct some lies, but it's up to the attorneys, and they'll make the call probably at the 11th hour, and I'm there or not there.
You're
I defer
lobbying
to
though
them.
for your chance to testify?
I'm an outspoken person, and I've never not been able to speak up for myself and my defense, except when it matters the most. I've got to rely on them and their expertise, and I'll defer to the attorneys.
Amen.
1 day left.
So, yeah, that was last year. Some of these are like, oh, I just hit my toe. Oh, anyway. All right, let's see. I think I have a couple more shorts. I was going through like Karen Read shorts. Play that one. Okay, let's see. It's this one.
And let's go back to that thing. It's crazy to think of a conspiracy. It's hard to convince jurors of a conspiracy. It's easier to convince people on Facebook of a conspiracy. But what do you think about this? Like, how difficult will that bar be for these jurors to get over and think, maybe that did happen. Maybe the cops did frame her.
Both of those closing arguments. The strongest point that the prosecution had was that she said over and over again, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, which makes sense for her to say if she had no idea that she hit him. It doesn't make sense that she would say that if she did. Why would she go there and confess 4 times? That doesn't make sense. So the fact that the defense closing made so much more sense, it just baffles me. It makes it so much easier to digest that this is a possibility. Again, they don't have to prove that it was a conspiracy. They have to prove that it's reasonable.
And let's go back to that thing. It's crazy to think.
Yeah, it's true. Because if it was a murder, why would she confess? Like, that's so stupid. If this is this big cover, this murder that she was trying to set up, and it's like, why would she then go and admit to it? What sense does that make? That don't even make any sense. It makes more sense that she was questioning it. If she was, I mean, I'm not even sure if that even happened, but it would make more sense if she was questioning it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that makes her more innocent. Like, she obviously didn't do it on purpose, but she's like, wait, what? Could I have hit him? That makes more sense. But you're going to murder somebody and then go and say you did it, but then stay in for 3 years and say, I'm innocent, while that night you just confessed to everything. It makes no sense. I'm sorry. It doesn't. It really doesn't, you know? All right. So I think did we watch this one? Oh no, this is the other. I think this is, and I know we watched some After Jen McCabe, I don't think I watched this one.
What would you like to say to Jen McCabe? Make a hole, guys. Make a hole.
Oh, I have nothing to say to Jen McCabe. I would say the dash cam and the 911 calls speak for themselves. If you want to know what the scene was like, just watch the video. Don't take anyone's word for it. Watch the video.
What can we expect from Cross?
A lot. I just want to thank Bob Alessi. I've been waiting to hear about my reconstructionist who I've invested a lot of money in over the last few months, and they're finally allowed to testify. They're objective. They were hired initially by the U.S. government. I didn't even know how to spell ARCA until February of last year.
So you feel
so I'm incredibly grateful to Bob and my team, and grateful for the work you'll hear about from
What was
ARCA.
the ruling on ARCA? What did she make?
Yes, ARCA's in. ARCA's in.
But
So how do you feel?
You think the
I
judge
feel
is
great.
being fair to you? The judge is.
I believe that was fair, and I appreciate it. I would expect nothing less, though.
Did you notice a change in Jen's demeanor today compared to last trial?
No comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Karen, what would you like?
All right. I think that's all I got for you tonight. I am too hot to do anymore. I need to turn that air back on. I'm dying. No, I think he definitely knew about her and Brian Higgins. I think he definitely knew about it. And I think that could have been some of the tension between them that night. Because Brian was there, and then Brian was, because I don't know now, like watching John at that bar, it looks like he is like observing, and he's kind of different than he was at the first spot bar. What was the first one called? Whatever the first bar they stopped at. He was a little bit more distant to Karen in that bar, and he was just kind of like, I don't know, observing, and I feel like I think he knew. Yeah, I do think he knew. I just wonder if that was a part of maybe if they were arguing a little bit on the way over, did that come up, about Brian? Brian was going to be there. Brian's telling him to come. Are you coming? I don't know. Who knows? But I do think he knew there's something going on. So, and I wonder if Brian was going to go maybe tell him. And like, what if he walked in and Brian like said something about like him hooking up with Karen or something, and John just like lost it? I don't know. Who freaking knows? We'll never know what happened inside the house. But I do tell you this: I was watching. I didn't watch it all, but I want to watch more of it. I was watching Brian Albert's testimony last year. Now that's the house they were at. And he clearly said Chloe, the dog, was in the bedroom sleeping with them on a mat, 6 feet away from the window, the front window that is right. You remember the window, Brian Albert's window is right, the closest, it's like almost like the closest window to where that flagpole, where John's body was, okay? That dog, German Shepherd, is just going to sit there in the room. He said, now we've heard that the dog was probably not even there, but he said up on the stand, the dog was in the room sleeping with him. So you're telling me if the dog was in the room sleeping with you, he definitely would have been barking. Karen was screaming, all those people out there, sirens. I know the sirens weren't on, but the lights and all the commotion, all the people out there, Karen screaming, them trying to freaking, save them and stuff. And the dog's not going to see the lights. First of all, he's going to hear because dogs have such good hearing. Then he's going to see the lights. So either he's lying, they were awake, he didn't sleep through it, or he's lying and that dog wasn't in the bedroom. And why are you lying about that dog being in the bedroom if it wasn't in the bedroom? Or he's lying and they were up. I mean, he's lying some way, because either the dog was not in there, and if the dog was in there, then there's no way they freaking slept. That dog was probably going nuts. But I know there's a rumor or whatever, that they're saying the dog wasn't even there that night. It was there that night, but then somebody took him that night, the daughter or something. But like, then he lied. He said the dog was there sleeping in the bedroom. The heck? So I don't know. Yeah. who is Laura here? Who, the whole thing about somebody taking the dog that night, how is that like a fact or what? Like, is that something that's like reliable? Yeah, and then Jen saying yes. You're telling me that she goes in there with the dog that's already probably going nuts because trying to figure out what the heck's going on out there, that dog didn't. I mean, I guess the dog could have just ran out when she opened the door, but she would have seen it. That dog's German Shepherd, they're big, so yeah, it's just weird that she said she didn't see the dog. So I don't know. I'm just anxious next week to see. I want to see how they say this all happened. If it makes any sense, because I can't picture everything, the injuries and stuff making sense and then I can't even picture how the car happened or anything either. And like that guy said, if she was going 24 miles per hour, enough of an impact to make John fly 36 feet or whatever, enough, because I guess their reconstruction was that he flew with I don't know, they might have said 60 feet, but whatever they had, how they determined it by the black box and everything, they made it like reconstructed what happened, and supposedly he flew so far, she went 24 miles per hour. How did the car only have a little crack on the little plastic of the of the freaking car? John's like 6'2", almost 300 pounds, right? Or 200 something. I mean, he's a big guy, and enough impact to make him go that far. That car had to hit him pretty hard, right? Where's the damage to the car? Not even a dent in the car. Not even any broken bones. If he got hit that far to fly that far, not even any broken bones. So I'm anxious to see where, like, maybe they thought up a possibility, because I'm sorry, from little bits and pieces that I heard, because I haven't listened to the whole testimony, I've just been hearing like people talk about it that don't sound like that's doable. But I'm kind of waiting, instead of going back listening to that, I'm kind of waiting to see the new thing, what they think. Because even if that changes, that's fine, because they could have done more research and been like, wait, no, this is what happened, because the more time they could have found like a better option, and more time and more, you know what I'm saying, more better details and more accurate details. There's nothing wrong with changing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything wrong with changing if they figure out something else happened the way it happened. I don't think that looks bad, because maybe they figured like, wait, no, we were wrong about that. So they got a new expert, or they figure out, no, this is how it happened. That's fine. That's different than like a witness changing their story. So I'm just going to wait to see, now that they had so many years to go over it. You should have an answer by now of how that happened. And if not, then how are we supposed to believe it happened? Hi, Cecily, Chief Kim. Hey, Tracy. Camaria M. All right, guys. Well, I'll probably see you Monday. I don't know. Who do you think is going to be on Monday? I don't know which days I'll do the live stream this week, but I'll see you sometime. I'm not sure which days. Laura, I don't even know if Laura's still in here. Any news of who do you think they're going to have Monday? Oh my God, it is like 80 degrees in here. All right, guys. Ashia. I don't know. I might do a live tomorrow. If I do a live tomorrow, it probably won't be on this case. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's some new Idaho stuff that just came out too. That new little video, that Dateline special, they have that new video showing Koberger's car, but I hate it because it only shows like little quick clips of it. So I'm trying to get the whole thing. The new photos. Did you see the little screen? The selfies that Brian Koberger took. I guess Dateline had out. It came from his iPad. Did you guys see those? Here, I'll show you. Well, I'll probably, if I do it, I might do a mixture tomorrow, but I'll show you real quick. Yeah, these are from Brian Koberger's iPad, I guess. It looks, some of them are creepy. Like, I'll show you which ones creep me out the most. That one right there gives me chills. I don't know why. I know I shouldn't just judge on by the way somebody looks, but when I look at that, I get like chills for some reason. I don't know. It freaks me out. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's a few new things. And then there's some like documents, but that was like last week, some of the stuff that came out about the documents. And then the Steve Consalves talks about how like Kaylee's injuries were, she got like hit in the face. Like it was enough. He said like her hits are enough to, would have been enough to kill her. There is a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of stuff that's came out since I've covered it. So I mean, I might end up doing something on that. I don't know. He does. He does. This, wait, no, which one is it? It's this one freaking creeps me out the most for some reason. Because you could see both eyes, and it's just, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God, I can't. I'm sorry, like people that are like gets mad that I think that he's guilty. And I've asked this, and I know that they're just saying it because they know that it's never gonna, the option's never gonna be there. But I always ask, would you trust them with your kids? Would you have them over for dinner and be like, yeah, spend the night? Like, heck no, I wouldn't. And I don't think they would too, but most of them would be like, oh yeah, I would. I would have been like, okay, because you know it'll never happen. So you could say that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This guy, I think they got the right guy. I really do. I feel like it's the unpopular opinion with this, because not unpopular. I bet you if you took like a poll of everybody that knows about the case, there'd more be that thinks he's guilty. But in the YouTube neighborhood, it's unpopular because a lot of the YouTubers are, besides mainstream, they all go for the innocent side, even if it's like somebody that I think it's like, because even it's that if they don't have like this perfect evidence and they may have screwed up a little bit or did something shady, then oh my God, that doesn't mean that people are not perfect. Even cops screw up, or there's bad ones, and you know what I'm saying, and there's gonna be holes. You're lucky. I mean, what case do you ever get a perfect setup where it's like everything is just so strong and you have everything perfect? I'm sorry. Nope. I'm freaking scared. I hope he doesn't get out. That scares me. If he gets found not guilty and he's out in the freaking society again, Pennsylvania's not that far from me either. That's how much I think that's him. I'm sorry. What concert? Vanilla Ice? Vanilla Ice. He's still doing concerts? Oh my God. That's funny. Okay, cool. Oh, he'll definitely. He might wait a while. He'll because he's the type, he'll like try to like perfect it next time, whereas like he don't even get caught. Because now he did it once, almost perfect. Almost perfect. If he didn't leave that sheath, he'd have been home free. One mistake, he screwed up and left that sheath. Now will do it again, and he'll plan it and plan it for years, and he'll make it so he'll think he'll be able to make it perfect, but they always screw up in the moment. So I would hope he would screw up again. But I'm telling you, he is definitely a repeater. I mean, he's a serial killer type. It's not like out of passion or a personal thing. This is somebody that does it for the fun of killing, like that wants to kill. You know what I'm saying? I think him is just for the ego, like being able to do a perfect crime and get away with it. And I think there's a little sickness where he likes killing people too. But yeah, he'll definitely do it again. And it's just sucks because when I do videos talking about it, people will be like, I don't understand. Like I've had people say like, there's absolutely no evidence. What, like, how could you even say that? With there's no evidence to even think that. It's like, so wait, it makes more sense to think that it's somebody else where there's really nothing to back up anybody else, but because there's a lot that does go with him being the guy, I'm stupid to think that. But then you can name these other people that there's absolutely nothing that no physical evidence that brings these other people back that these people think did it, but yet I'm stupid for thinking. It's like, okay, I don't know. It's crazy. But I think it's only in the YouTube world and the social media. I think like a lot of I think most people, I think like majority probably do think he's guilty, but when you narrow it down to like YouTube world, I don't know. It's like this savior complex or something that people have. I don't know. But it's like to think not that they're trying to save a murder, but like they think, oh, let's save this innocent people. And it's all like, let's find like anything we could find, any like a little bit of crack in the cases. This person's innocent. This person is innocent. They're corrupt. They're corrupt. They screwed up. They're playing them. They're framing it. And it's like, it's turned into a thing. I'm telling you. Now Karen's different. That I really could. I mean, that makes sense to think she's innocent, but I don't know. It will be. And then these people, well, that's the thing. If it's perfect, then it won't go back to him. So the people won't even know it's him, but we'll know. And that's the thing. If he gets it perfect, he'll probably do it over and over, you know? Who knows how many freaking lives he'll take. And it's just sick because, oh, yeah, there is. All right, guys. What's 1990? Oh, I get it. I get it. You're saying you saw Vanilla Ice in 1990. Okay. Did I get I thought I had a copy of that. I guess I don't. It's just really quick where it's a quick video that oh, did you guys see Prince's video? The Prince, you know, the musician. There's photos out like of him, like him dead. I mean, they're not really, he's, you know, he's just laying there by the elevator. Did you guys see those? It's so sad. Oh, thanks, Kim. Ah, yes, yes. Oh, thanks, Chief. Hey, Hope. Mm. Mm. I am so hot. Okay, I should really go. Yes, it's a selfie. Yes. Exactly. It's crazy. Okay. Hi, Hossein. What's up? Hey, She Builder. Oh, of course. Of course you come in, She Builder, every time. It's the very end. Is that like a, oh my God, I'm so hot. Look at me sweating. That's so funny. You're like classic for that. All right, I'm gonna go. I gotta turn on my air. I'm about to end it. Have a good one. I'm gonna probably go live tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do it on. It probably will be a different case. I don't know if I'll do continue some Wade reading or do the Idaho or P. Diddy. We'll see. All right, bye. I know I have to. I'm dying of heat right now, and I have to turn on my air. And oh my God, I need to use. I need to get some of that hair stuff that Tracy that you showed me about. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Bye.